Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. This is day 2 of competition here at Jinzun Harbour in the beautiful southeastern corner of Taiwan. Plenty of swell on tap today. We've got a light onshore ruffle, but talking to a lot of the competitors who've come in from the morning free surf, that's not an issue at all. If anything, it's providing a little bit more of a corner for them to get to work on. And we're looking at another great day of competition here at Jinzun Harbour. In the water right now, this is the round of 48. Sumo Sato, Annie Dos Santos, Georgie May Hicks. My name's Chris Binns. Alongside me is Tippy Jabrick. And Tippy, what do you know about the girls in the water right now?
Yeah, morning, Binzi. I know Anna been surfing in a couple of the event in Indo, Krui and Nia. So we experienced her 9-point ride at Nia, so she's pretty famous in Indo. And Georgie May, she live in Indo, she live in Bali, she go to school in Bali, and she would love to chase her dream as a professional surfer. And yeah, those are the two girls that we know.
I saw you this morning filming a lot of the Indonesian surfers in action, so give us your read on the conditions.
I would say the condition is not that bad, yeah, because even though there's a bit of a onshore going on, but as soon as you taking off on the wave, there's a lot of like the faces is still nice to to do some maneuvers on it. Still good.
Yeah, plenty of push out there, and I think the women in the water this morning, we're into the round of 48, so a lot less local talent in the draw than we saw yesterday in round 1 of the men's.
Yeah.
And a lot of the bigger names coming up. Run us through some of them. We've got surfers the caliber of Sasha Baker, Sarah Wakita from Japan, Willow Hardy, who surfed in the Margaret River Pro as a wild card.
Yeah.
Mia Hapat's Freya Prum has been going around on the challenges for a long, long time. Before we get into the round of 32 is when some of the bigger names or the higher seeds, Ellie Harrison, Holly Williams, Philippa Anderson, Paige Harab, Shino Matsuda, that quality of competitor joins the draw. But we're going to see plenty of strong performances today. We have 4 surfer heats on the roster, and we have round 2 of the men and women both on standby as well. And there's a lot of surfing going down in the warm-up just then, so yeah, no shortage of waves and lots of surfers getting their feet in the wax.
Yeah, as we can see here, Anna Dos Santos opening with a 3.9, and Georgie May have a 3.3. So still early in the heat. We have 25-minute heats, and we still have 21 minutes to go. So here we go, a replay from Georgie May. She's wearing white today. Just a check turn right there. Can she do something big on this section here? So yeah, that was Georgie May's replay. That was a 3.3. So I'm pretty sure everybody at Canggu School, where she go to school, watching her heat today. And this is the replay from Anne Dos Santos. She's a surfer from DY, actually, not far from Manly, from Sydney.
Yep, so she's Brazilian but living in Sydney these days,
yeah.
And has made a bit of a name for herself as a charger.
Yeah.
Has a huge dig, took on Deadmans in Manly over the course of the last few big winter swells. And here she is in Taiwan, the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We've got a long list of sponsors to thank. Obviously, the Taitung County Government and the World Surf League are hosting this. It's the 12th year we've been in Taiwan for the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We've seen World Junior titles decided here. We've seen a plethora of World Longboard titles decided. And yeah, it's just a fantastic venue for an event. Waves like we're seeing on the screen right now just don't stop for the duration of the waiting period. If anything, heats get called off when it gets a bit too big and stormy, and then there's plenty of backup venues. As we see Sumomo Santo quickly in and quickly out. And speaking of the WSL, we are going to get Ty Sarati from the Wazzle into the booth to have a bit of a chat. Ty, you're the contest director. Morning, mate. What are we looking at today?
Good morning, Chris. How are you doing today?
Oh, glorious. Run us through the conditions we've got out there, what you're seeing on the forecast, how long you think we'll run today, etc., etc.
Yeah, so the conditions are slightly bigger than yesterday, but also slightly windier. Looking at the forecast, I think today and tomorrow are probably the biggest wave size, so we'll probably look to utilise as much of the conditions and try and run a fair few heats over the next 2 days.
Right, so we've got men's round 2 and women's round 2 on standby today. Any preference, or are you just going to alternate between men's and women's the whole way through?
We'll have a look at the conditions later in this round of the women's and make a call for what we go into later this afternoon.
And yourself, you've been surfing a bit, testing out these conditions before you put the competitors out into them?
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. You've got to get out there as much as possible and see how the conditions are. It's a pretty fun wave. Have you been scoring yourself? Have the competitors been giving you any waves?
I've turned in a bit of a priority boy, but I've definitely been out in the water. The onshore at the moment, talking to a few competitors this morning, they were saying they actually don't mind it because it sort of sections things up a little bit more, gives you a few more corners to work with.
Yeah, this wind from the north comes up a fair bit at Jinzun. It looks pretty good for the air surfers. They can really utilise the wind. And the faces are still pretty clean, so there's plenty of opportunities for everyone.
And talking to the competitors, everyone's enjoying their experience so far? Everyone's happy to be here?
Yeah, everyone's so stoked to be here. It's such a great place, and everyone you speak to that comes here for their first time is just blown away by how amazing it is, and they couldn't be happy to be here.
And as a proud Victorian, who have we got coming from your home state to compete this week?
Yeah, there's a couple of Victorians. Tully Wiley and Xavier Huxtable are just fresh from finals at the Phillip Island Pro last week. They should be surfing later today or tomorrow. Kind of similar to Jan Juck, the conditions out there. So I'm sure they'll do fine.
Jan Juck wishes. And on the women's side of the draw?
Bella Wilson, Ali Harrison, both from Torquay. They'll be looking to... Ali's been having a great year. She's won the WA QS and Pro Junior event. She's qualified for the World Juniors. So, I'm sure she's looking to earn some more points at this event and look to qualify for the Challenger Series next year.
Yeah, very generous of Western Australia to fund Ellie's trip to Taiwan and push her into the World Juniors.
Yeah, thanks to Surfing WA and Justin Ajax for that.
Yeah, Justin got in last night, so he'll be joining us in the commentary box this week. And, he's echoing the sentiments of everyone who turns up here in Taiwan for the first time. Just can't... I think we all have this image in our head of what it's meant to be like. And then you get here and you're sitting in amongst these, big, beautiful tree-covered mountains that run into the ocean, and there's tropical water and waves everywhere. It's pretty good. All right, this is Sumo Santo again. That's not going to be a score she'll want to know about. Annie Dos Santos got a 5.83 for her opening wave and a 3.9 for her second wave. She is currently sitting in the lead. And, how many times have you been here, Ty?
I think 5 or 6 times now. And... still get blown away every time you come back at how good it is and how fun the waves are and how nice the people are, and the dumplings seem to get better year on year, which is hard to imagine. Yeah,
well, we've got our routine down. We know every restaurant in town, but there's a few new ones this time around, so it's good to get out there and explore.
Definitely keen to try some new restaurants. We've definitely got our favourite dumpling places, but the food here is amazing, and lots of fresh fruit, lots of fresh vegetables. It's quite good.
And is this your first time actually as contest director here in Taiwan?
Yeah, first time. Usually Will Hayden-Smith takes that job, but he's going to Hawaii this year. So, my first time as contest director.
His loss, our gain. All right, Ty? Thanks as always. I'm sure we'll see you again bright and early tomorrow morning for another easy call.
Thanks, Chris. See you tomorrow.
Too easy. All right. Cheers. Ty Sarati, Contest Director, working for the WSL, and thanks to the World Surfing League and the Taitung County Government for co-hosting the 2022 Taiwan Open of Surfing in its 12th year.
Yeah, it's been running, every year except the 2 years we have the pandemic. And even during the pandemic, Chris, they actually runs a national of the Taiwan Open. It's only available for people who live in Taiwan. So the current champion of this event is actually Rory McDonald.
Yep, I think he'd be like 10 times in a row or something, wouldn't he?
Doing this event?
Not just as the defending Taiwanese national champion. He's the man around here. We saw him in action yesterday.
Yeah, he was like a junior champion here in Taiwan when he was younger, and I'm pretty sure now he's the, one of the best surfers from Taiwan.
Where else in Asia does Rory surf?
Actually, Rory have a really good connection with Bali now because his sister married to Mega from Uluwatu, from Bingin. So Mega is a multiple champion of the Padang Cup, so it's not a bad connection to have. Two strong family, one in Taiwan and one in Bali. So that's where Rory been traveling a lot, actually surfing a lot in Bali.
All right, so we are coming down to the halfway mark. Annie Dos Santos is in the lead with a 5.83 and a 3.9. Momo Santo is sitting second with a 3.67. She's chasing a 6.06 for the lead. And Georgie May Hicks, just a 3.33 to her name. She needs a 1.68 to get up to second. So there is a no-show in this heat. So it is meant to be a four-surfer heat, and the rest of the round is going to play out that way. But for now, it's three people trying to fit into two spots to progress.
Yeah, look like Sumomo Sato is actually a really good surfer from Japan. She knows how to get the score. And Georgie May is also a young surfer. She's only 16 years old. She just came out, from Bali. She traveled a lot this year. She went to Philippines last couple months ago, and then she went to a lot of the junior event in Bali. She won a couple event also this year in Bali. She won the last Grom Search for under 16. So here we go. This is Anne Dos Santos. Currently he is sitting in the first position. So Anne looking for replacing that 3.9 to put her position a little bit stronger, from red and white. As now, as you can see, Sumomo Sato looking for 6.06 to move into first, but we will wait if she require a bigger score now.
Yeah, so this is a strong wave. Beautiful, deep, drawn-out bottom turn. Transfers all that energy up into the lip. And then a couple more little blasts. The bulk of her points are going to come from that first turn, but it is going to be the best wave of... Oh, no, sorry, this score is still to drop.
Yeah,
that first turn was great, and she backed it up. We saw yesterday, Tippy, with a lot of local competitors, you were saying they were doing good first turns and then not really backing it up. The judges love to see that combination, so you flow fluently out of your first turn and prove to the judges that you've completed that turn efficiently and can ride straight into the second one.
Yeah, the funny thing when we watched that heat yesterday with one of the local guy, I ended up surfing with him. And you know what? He's actually a really, really good surfer. He just didn't get the second turn. And I asked him, what happened? And then he said, I've been choosing the wrong wave. That's what he said. And remember, he got one wave after the buzzer, and he was ripping on it. Yeah. It was 2 seconds too late.
Yeah, too little too late, unfortunately.
So it's a 6 from Anne Dos Santos. So it does...
it is the best wave of the morning so far. So 6 and a 5.83. That's a respectable 11.83 two-wave total with under 10 minutes to run. So there's plenty of opportunity out there for our competitors. We're looking straight into the teeth of the sun at the moment. It's super bright and glary, hence the screen looking the way that it is. But as the sun rises, the vision will get clearer and clearer. And I think we're in for a pretty good day. As you can see, there's tons of swell on offer. And just talking to Ty Sarati from the WSL then, we are going to be looking to maximise on one of the better days for swell of the waiting period.
Yep, and with 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go, Georgie May got a 1.87 and pushed her position into second now. So I don't know, time is ticking so fast, out there, with all this chop. It's kind of like hard to choose the right one, but if you got the right one, Anne did find the right one out there with a 6 and a 5.83. That's a keeper. Here we go again. Anne keeping busy.
Great turn. Releases the tail. One and done. She sort of tried to stick with it, but that one was clearly going to race off without her. That was a great turn. Really fluent. Released the tail. Interested to see where the judges go with this one because it was just the one turn.
Yeah, it could be around in the, just below 5, but we'll see. Because that was one of the strongest maneuver the whole heat, the whole morning so far.
And Tippy, you surfed a heat yesterday. What was it like pulling the jersey on at the Taiwan Open of surfing?
It's been good. We've been coming here for the last 10 years actually. So it's always good to be out there testing the water. Especially for you to doing this commentary work to know. What these girls are doing right now, like what Anne did right there.
So and, that was a 4.93, so it does not go into a top 2. Here's Sumo Sato looking to move back up from third.
She's only looking for a small score right here.
Yeah, she's found a runner.
If she can finish this one, then she's going to put a bit more pressure on Georgie May actually, because they have both a mid-range 3s, but looks like Sumomo will get that 1.53 actually.
Yep, so it's a bit of a battle for second at the moment. Annie Dos Santos is getting herself a bit of separation.
Nice last maneuver there from Sumomo, and
yep, it's a 3.83, so she moves up into second.
Yep, and then that giving Georgie May a situation change, and now she's looking for a 4.17. So it's manageable because as you can see, Anne Dos Santos with one maneuver, she got a 4.93 actually. One big maneuver can get you the score.
All right, 6 minutes to go, and I see that you're wearing some very snazzy slippers there, Tippy, and according to the sponsor's notes, they're for competitors and they're made from recycled bottles.
That's what I heard, and they're really, really comfortable actually, yeah. So, to come to an event and they have this kind of movement, like recycle, reuse, it's a good message, because people flying around the world, they need to, when they come here and they can learn something like new culture, new way of, I don't know, what do you call that, like dealing with, we have a lot of plastic problem in Bali, in Indonesia. So to come here and learn something about this is like something to learn.
Yeah, so they are called Chilu. Slippers made from recycled bottles, and yeah, next year I might have to compete just so I can get myself a pair of new slides.
I told you yesterday, Lindsay, there's a one spot are open on my heat. There could be a good battle between you and the local guy.
Yeah, anyone else's heat but yours, to be honest, Timmy. All right, we are inside the last 5 minutes. Annie Dos Santos has a 6 and a 5.83. Sumomo Sato is chasing an 8 for the lead. Georgie May Hicks needs a 4.23 to go from third to second and keep her Taiwan Open of surfing dreams alive.
Here we go on the screen right now. Georgie May just scouting the, I don't know, what do you call this, like a lot of chop in the water, but still, Dos Santos find some jam on that chops.
Yeah, you got 25 minutes. There's only another couple of ladies in the water. Plenty of opportunity. You just want to stay moving, I think, out there.
I think so. With this wind is pushing the position a little bit, you need to always reposition yourself, as you can see now. That's our contest area.
You'd know from surfing it as well. The peaks really shift around.
Yeah.
You're not doing yourself any favors just by posting up in the one spot. We see when the tide starts to push back in as well, there's a lot of sweep from south to north. So it's very easy to think you're in the right spot, and then the next set comes and you're nowhere near it. So, you want to keep moving. You want to keep looking back in at the infrastructure here, find your landmarks, and make sure you know where you're sitting in relation to those two peaks.
Yeah, and also surfing in front of this Jinsen Harbor, it's also test your fitness also, because you always need to reposition, you need to paddle around to make sure that you're not off the position. As you know, you always need to take off right on where the power source is, because if you kind of like taking off on the shoulder, you will miss that power source.
Okay, 2 minutes 45 to run. And it's looking like Dos Santos has this one pretty comfortably in control. Up next in Heat 2, Sasha Baker from Australia, Nisa Flynn from Thailand, Chen Lin Yu and Xin Ying Wu, both from Taiwan. So an Aussie, a Thai, and two Taiwanese. After that, Sai Maniwa comes up against Willow Hardy. Oh, here we go, Georgie May Hicks.
She might need to finish this one, because this is the one that she was waiting for. It was a big set, a little bit, Benzia. So if she can finish this one.
Yeah, well, we hear a bit of noise from the grandstand. She's only chasing a 4.23. There was a bunch of turns in there. 2 minutes to go. Will get back out with a little bit of time.
Yeah, let's see this.
Will she need more time, or is this enough? Talk us through it, Tibi.
So this was a set from Georgie May. The first turn was kind of like a bit of a not enough push on that one, and then also one roundhouse cut back there. If she could have just find another one right there, it will be interesting if she can find that score. It's a 4.23.
Yeah, everything was a little bit flat there.
Yeah,
the first turn wasn't.
I don't think so. It was her surfing. It was just the face of the wave, just kind of like running away from her.
Yeah.
From her, like when she's doing the bottom turn. So 3.93, so close.
So just a touch short. She needed a 4. She got a 3.93. So she now needs a 3.63. So she's got 1 minute to try and do exactly the same again. Momo Santo, if she can upgrade a 3.83, she'll tighten her grip on second. There's under a minute to go.
Yes, and also Georgie May is really far to the right of the competition area, because she have that long left before, and Sumomo Sato is actually out of her reach. Even though she have a second position, she's trying to block her probably now.
Yeah, so we saw there Dos Santos surfing a little bit further to the north, got that steeper section, and was able to get just about a 4 for one turn.
Yeah.
And then we saw Georgie May surfing further to the south, where the left runs and runs and runs, but it just isn't steep.
Yeah.
So we saw a perfect contrast of quality versus quantity there. And unfortunately, Georgie May Hicks is going to bow out just a half a point short. Here goes Momo Santo. She'll be surfing as the buzzer goes. And yeah, they are our first two to advance for the day. Dos Santos from Brazil via way of Australia, and Momo Santo from Japan. And unfortunately, we say farewell to Georgie May Hicks, who's from Great Britain but lives in Bali. All right, we are going to throw to a quick break. Sasha Baker, Anissa Flynn, Chen Lin Yu and Xin Ying Wu are coming our way in the next heat right after this break.
Well, straight into heat number 2, and just looking at some of the amazing sights of the beautiful area that we're in. This is my first time here, and flying over the island of Taiwan yesterday. It was just amazing scenery, and it's warm, it's tropical, and we're here for the opening round of the women's. As we see on screen, a really diverse heat draw, lots of nations being represented. Sasha Baker from Australia out there in the red. We've got Anissa Flynn from Thailand in the blue, and a couple of local surfers, Tippy, representing their home beaches here.
Yeah, welcome to the booth, Justin. And yeah, it's amazing to be here, and especially if you win your heat, it's always good to come in from the water. We're gonna have Chris Binzi later talking to Anne, and yeah, it's been amazing day, good day, summer. Bali's been raining, so it's good to be here in the summer day of Taiwan, and I'm pretty sure like Australia is also getting hotter now, no?
It is. The seasons are a little bit different back home.
Yeah.
It's still been a little bit wet, and we haven't really seen our spring or summer conditions really kick in just yet. But yeah, coming from WA, we're used to a little bit of wind, and this place looks like it has a bit of a ruffled texture this morning. So I'm sure that our fellow West Australian coming up in the next heat, Willow Hardy, will not be feeling too unfamiliar with a little bit of wind on the face, but still great conditions. The waves have been really consistent this morning, and no shortage of opportunity out there for our surfers. The opening round of the women's heat, first heat done and dusted, but right now just waiting for some action to kick off. And
yeah. So if you have a place to compare at home, Justin, where would you compare this place? Is it like Yallingup or Triggs, or where is this?
This is very different from Western Australia.
Oh, really? Yeah. You don't have any beach break that?
I don't know. We've got a lot of reef breaks in Western Australia. So this is like a perfect sort of little multiple random peak. It's over cobblestone, so we don't really have too many cobblestone sort of setups like this place. But for me, what would it compare to? Maybe Engine Up Car Park in Yallingup, just sort of like the right and left-hand peak that's on offer. It's definitely not like WA Tippy. So
okay, yeah.
For me, it's a beautiful. We're going to throw over to Chris Binns, and he's with the round 1 heat winner.
Thanks, guys. All right, Annie Dos Santos, congratulations on the heat win. Run us through the conditions out there.
Yeah, they're super fun waves. There's a lot of peaks out here, so it's really good. We have a lot of opportunity, and I was just stoked to find a couple of peaks and be able to show my surfing.
And is this your first time to Taiwan?
Yeah, it's my first time, and I really didn't expect it to be like this. Like, it's so beautiful. I feel like it's got like an Indo and Hawaii mix at the same time with all the mountains, and I'm loving it here.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. You're Brazilian, but you live in Australia?
Yeah, so I was born in Brazil, and I moved to Oz when I was 8 years old. So been living there for a while now. My dad still lives in Brazil, and it's good to have like 2 different backgrounds, because I feel like I just always saw the world from 2 points of view, like 2 completely different countries. So it's really cool. Like, it's something different, I guess. And yeah, I'm really stoked to be here.
I've seen some photos of you in magazines and online charging huge waves at Deadman's in Sydney. A bit different out there today?
Yeah, it's different, but I mean, I love surfing. I love all the parts of surfing, like small or big, and I feel like each little bit excites you in some way. So really stoked to, always find a way to have fun.
Where does your passion lie? Do you want to chase the big waves or the competition side of things?
I feel I love both. I want to do both. Like, I want to surf big waves and small waves and like windy waves and all kinds of waves. I love surfing, so surfing and all.
Well, this is a QS 5000. That's a lot of points. If you could win this, what would the goal be? Get on the challenges and ideally the championship tour one day?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's everyone's big goal. Everyone rips out here, and we've all got that one mindset to get on the tour. And yeah, if you win this, you get one step closer. So hopefully I can come close to getting that.
What's it going to take for us to convince you to put an Australian flag on your board?
I'm not sure. I love both places, so yeah.
All right, well, congratulations. Great first heat win up, and I'm sure we'll be chatting lots more this week.
Thank you.
All right, Annie Dos Santos, guys. Yo.
There was Binzi with Anne after her win of the first heat of the day, and I have to say she's quite a character. You know, she's have that energy as a Brazilian, but also she's on the mix with all the Aussie girls. She's representing both nations out there.
Yeah, she's got a foot in both camps, but yeah, she's a great young surfer. I've seen her in quite a few of your Indonesian events, Tippy, and she's getting around. She's building her ranking, and you know, this is a great opportunity, being a QS 5000, to bank some good points. So she'll be feeling really confident after that first win of the women's competition. We've had a few exchanges lock into the scoreboard, just minor scores. In the context of this, with just under 17 minutes remaining, it is our surfer in blue in the lead with a 3.0, Sasha Baker a 2.43, a 1.77 for our surfer in green, and just a really minor score for our surfer in white. But even here in the booth, you could hear the local applause and the cheering going on for the local surfers. It's a great surf community here in Taiwan, and Taitung is a beautiful place, like I was saying before. So many cool little sort of beachside towns, and an environment that really embraces surfing.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that in Taiwan is, I think they're trying to self-sustain, you know, as a small country, because Taiwan is really, really famous for their export, you know, like their toys, their, you know, like whatever, their technology, electronics. So it's quite interesting to see that. You know, this past 12 years, with, you know, Taitung County is trying to push surfing tourism through surfing, and that's what the world has been doing. Even in Margaret River, it's part of tourism.
Yeah, massive part. It's so cool to see how surfing has evolved, and all these far-flung little places that you never thought even had waves are now hosting internationally rated events, and bringing surfers from right across the world here to compete for not only points and important prize money, but yeah, a QS 5000 for the women is a serious event, and all these ladies are hoping to get on the Challenger Series and then one day make the championship tour. But the pathway is laid out, and it's great to see so many local and international surfers here competing in these really highly contestable waves.
Oh yeah, for sure. If we're talking about other high-level sports, I think surfing have the hardest pathway to become the elite. You know, they only take 10 new men's, and then maybe like another 10 for women. So it's a tough competition out there.
It certainly is. You look at how many competitors you know, surf, and how many mix it up. It's a really, really tight field that is battling for that top spot on the CT. As we see Sasha Baker, nice opening slash on her backhand, throws it a little bit more vertical there. So I think that's going to be the best number of this heat so far. She was in second, but I don't think she'll be there for very long with 14 and a bit minutes on the clock. You're right, Tippy. Only 5 women, in fact, get onto the championship tour. So, and with one event left on the Challenger Series, it is really sort of going to be a nail-biting finish over there in Hawaii, because we're watching closely Bronte McCauley from WA. She's in 7th position on the Challenger Series ratings, and she'll need a pretty big result to get back on the CT, a spot that I think all Australians and most surfers around the world know she deserves. But for these ladies here, it's a really good opportunity to bank some important points and climb their way up the rankings. And I believe it's 10 surfers from each of the regions that qualify to get onto the Challenger Series, and that is, you know, there's no easy heats in the Challenger Series, and really no easy heats on any WSL qualifying series event these days.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's if you're looking at the ranking right now, we have 2 Aussies right now sitting in 1st and 2nd. So this is a replay from Sasha Baker. Do you know where Sasha is from?
I'm pretty sure she's from the Gold Coast.
Okay.
She came over and competed in WA at our Pro Surf Series a few years back. As you see, one of our locals up surfing here in the green. Incomplete manoeuvre there, but she has now got 2 scores on the board, which is all important, because it is each surfer's top 2 scores that go into their final combined total. And obviously the top 2 combined totals will move through to the next round.
Yeah, and also as we can see on the screen, so in white that's Bebe New. So Bebe is the one of the local legend here. She's the one who's been helping us a lot in the beginning when we came here in early days of this event. And this event actually started as an invitational event.
Wow.
That the late Mayor Huang created this event for tourism, and they invite like a lot of people from all over the world. And Bebe is the one that host everybody here and show us where to go, where to eat. And now she's in the water. She's wearing white. That's Bebe. She's actually a longboarder, but for her to be in the water with 3 other girls, I think she deserves it.
Oh, that is so cool. And local surfers and icons are so important to establishing events of this nature and building their status. I can't believe that this is the 12th year of the event here in beautiful Taiwan, and you've been here many times. This is my first time, and I'm certainly glad I've ticked it off my bucket list. I'll be coming back for sure. The water's warm, the food is amazing, and a really vibrant city and a lot going on. But the coastline is just untouched. I don't know, the backdrop here in the harbour is just stunning.
Yeah.
And it's great to see local surfers getting their opportunity to represent their hometown and also their nation. As we see the scores there, Sasha Baker, as we said, a 4.17, the best number of this heat so far. She wants to get rid of her 2.43 to extend on first place. The requirements are pretty low, so right now this heat is well and truly alive. You can see only a 3.61 required for blue to move into first place, and for our surfer in green, that is Xin Yi Wu. She only needs a 1.24 to move up into second, so the requirement's pretty low, and Sasha Baker, the Australian, will be hoping to get rid of that 2.43 in the next 10.5 minutes and move through to the round of 32.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about Taiwan also, Justin, like we are on the east coast of the island. So Taiwan is a really big island, so a lot of the industrial area like Taipei and Kaohsiung are on the west side. The reason why is like that because on the east side is really exposed by the Pacific Ocean, and this is a place where typhoons are hitting and like pounding the island. And that's the reason why you don't see many houses are on the road. They are super exposed. We every, I don't know, like 20 kilometers, we're going to find like a small village, but after that it's empty again. So it's super scenic drive, actually.
Yeah, this morning, it's about a half an hour to 40-minute drive down here to Jinzun Harbour from where we're staying. But I just couldn't believe the coastline, and like you said, a few small villages pop up here and there, but I can imagine when the typhoons are roaring through, it's probably not a place you want to be too often, but right now, here we see, can't quite get to her feet there. That's not going to be a scoring opportunity for our surfer in white, but I'm just amazed. I'm from the west coast of Australia, so the early morning glare was cooking my eyes this morning. It was pretty glary out there, but I'm glad a little bit of cloud cover has moved over and we can clearly see the surfers and the colours nice and easily now.
Yeah. In West Oz, usually the afternoon you get the glare, but here is the early morning one.
Exactly right. Yeah. So I definitely reached for the sunglasses early this morning. It was definitely bright, but some amazing free surfing going on. A lot of girls testing out the equipment and the conditions, and you can see here Blue having a look at a left-hander, a really good wave. Wow.
So this is Anissa. She's from Phuket. I'm pretty sure everybody in Thailand right now are also cheering for her, giving all the supports for this young Thai surfer. Anissa is actually our Asian champion for a while. Like a couple years ago when we did the Asian Championship Tour, Anissa was only a 14-year-old girl winning the event. So she's been out there for a while now.
Wow, well, she's got a good technique. You can see that strong bottom turn and really thrust her board through the roof well there, and you can see she's banked another good number. So a little bit of an arm wrestle on between Sasha and Anissa for top spot right now, but Sasha Baker in the red. She's an experienced competitor. She sits out there back with first priority, and she'll be looking for something Better than a 2.43 to extend on her current position. A 4.17 is the best number we've seen of the heat so far. But Sippy, tell me about the water conditions. Is it warm water? It looks like everyone's in either their bikinis or board shorts. How warm is it?
It's actually the water is really refreshing. The wind is a little bit cold, but as soon as you're moving around in the water, actually it feels like indoor.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not that cold, it's not that hot. It's just perfect. And especially, this is during almost winter time, on the northern side of the hemisphere. It's supposed people's mind thinking like, it's going to be cold, I have to bring a wetsuit. Actually, when you hit the water, all you need is just boardies.
Oh, it's amazing.
Amazing.
Nothing better than surfing in board shorts. I caught up with you in Indonesia a couple of weeks ago, and it's just so loose and free to be surfing just in your board shorts. Everyone back home still in probably 3.2s. Further down the coast, maybe still in a 4.3 on the windy days. But it's nothing better than surfing in your board shorts only, and you feel so free, so relaxed, and this environment we're here in Taiwan is simply amazing. Right now, this heat is ticking by pretty quick. No amazing opportunities for the girls just yet, but hey, you've got to bank your scores, you've got to make the most of your opportunities, and I was blown away with the consistency of the waves. This morning, there was a lot of free surfers out there, but there was, everywhere you looked, there was someone riding a wave, left, right.
Yeah, the funny thing is during the free surfing, there's 50 plus competitors, so there's not much unridden wave, but as soon as they have a heat on their hand, they're super selective. During the free surfing, these girls might just scratching for anything.
That's so true.
Yeah.
They have to select the right waves. They have to execute good manoeuvres to get the good scores. And you're right, the free surf this morning was a busy ocean. I had the first heat off. I was considering getting out there, but with some high-level male and female surfers from right across the world, I thought I might wait for this afternoon.
Yeah, it could be more fun later because the energy of the competitors are they lowered their guard a little bit, but because right now they all just want to practice, they want to be in their zone, so it's a bit high tension out there.
Yep, the early morning free surfs at any competition venue are generally some of the most competitive. Everyone's scratching hard and definitely want to get the feel of their board. As we see the heat leader, we missed the start of her wave, but she's found a little bit of a runner here, executing multiple manoeuvres. It's a smaller wave, but you can see this wave really stood up through the inside and allowed Sasha to whack off a couple of really solid backhand turns.
Yeah, actually that wave is delivering what she needs.
Yep.
She did a couple of good maneuver on top of the lips. As you can see, here's one lip climb and then another one. Just keep connecting. I have to say this is a big one after this one. Yeah, that's probably where the money points are. That two last maneuver is actually the best maneuver that she did on that wave. So let's wait for her last score.
Yeah, so the judges, they don't count the number of manoeuvres. They're looking at the quality of the manoeuvres, and obviously Sasha got busy through that inside, and as we said, an experienced competitor. She knows what she has to do to make it through this second heat of the day, and right now there is a little bit of scoreboard pressure coming from this lady. Can't quite ride out of that one, Anissa Flynn in the blue rash vest, but the opportunities are definitely out there with 3.5 minutes remaining. I'll take this opportunity to say a big thank you to the Taitung County Government and the World Surf League for hosting the 2022 Taiwan Open of Surfing. As we said, this event's been going for over a decade, and it's brought to you in partnership with some amazing co-sponsors, including PX Mart, Haesong Water, Corona, a bottle of beer per day, I guess, is going on for the competitors. Red Bull are supporting the event as well, and there'll be a Jarvis Earl expression session going on from what I've heard. Quicksilver and Roxy, and as well as Chai Lu, who are supplying the recycled water bottles that are available in the competitors area.
Yeah, so in the water right now we have Anissa Flynn. She's sitting in the 14 on the Asian rank for her QS campaign. So doing good on this event will push her a little bit up. But I have to say, all the top 10 girls are here, and most of them are from Japan.
Okay.
So we have a really strong girls from Japan on this event for sure.
Well, it's a highly rated event, and I think it's the last event in the sort of Asian region this year. So if you're looking to qualify, this is a great event with really good opportunity to bank some points. As we see our surfer from Thailand here opting for the left-hander.
This is Anissa. Can she get around that section? Looks like it's that left. It just dies off, as we can see the wave before from Sasha. It's just become a runner.
Yeah, it hit a bit of deep water and just didn't have the power and the push to allow her to extend past that sort of opening manoeuvre. And tell us, Tippy, I haven't surfed here yet, but is it a powerful wave, or do you have to sort of generate your own speed to execute your manoeuvres?
I think the left, it's a bit of a like you said, they hit at a deeper section, but the right, it's almost like if you get a good one, you can do like 3 to 4 maneuvers, and then there's a ramp coming to you. But on the bigger day, the right-hander, it goes until the sand, actually, until the cobblestone. So yeah, when it's big, it can get really, really good. So tell me a little bit, Justin. You just have a new amazing center at the Western Australia Surfing. Is it at Triggs?
It is at Trigg Beach, our home beach. We've been super, super fortunate to move into a state-of-the-art facility just in the last month or so, Tippy. But I'll maybe tell you a bit more after this heat, because we're getting down to 30 seconds remaining. So it's going to take me more than 30 seconds to explain that amazing facility. But yeah, very, very happy with it. And it is the home of surfing in Western Australia for many, many years to come. Right now, with priority, she is having a good look at this wave. Sasha Baker in the red, and she's going to capitalise on this with right on 10 seconds to go. Just biding her time. Body language says she's done enough to hold her competitors off that one. And we're going to count this heat out and come back with heat number 3 right after this.
Baby, you think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Ain't where the money at. Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get it and split it with my kinfolk daily. And I'm the type of that might change my number on you. Yeah, that's how you.
有时候我们会观察那个树梢地面的摆动啊，或者是旗子，但是看不到最快最好玩的方法。你看口水它移动的方向，它就是我们地面风的速度跟方向。
等一下呢，我们要去的那个前点要上天桥，深度蛮深的，所以我们都要检查一下哈，你的电脑表看看有没有进入最大明显的视线。
那呀，哦。
welcome back to the opening round of the Taiwan Open of Surfing. This is heat number 3, and competition has kicked off for the women with a bang, and these 25-minute heats, as we see a Japanese surfer, a local surfer from right here in Taiwan, and fellow West Australian. I'm stoked to be in the booth to call Willow Hardy in the blue rash vest. I'll say good morning to you, Jada. How are you?
Good morning, Justin. I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
I cannot complain. I'm loving every single minute of my first official day here in Taiwan for the Taiwan Open of Surfing. And I'm stoked to be in the booth with you because I really value your insight. You're not only commentating but competing. So I wish you the best of luck for your heat coming up later this morning. But
thank you.
Tell us, how was the free surf out there?
It was tough. It's always a tough crowd out there, and there's always those little, because everyone's feisty, so there's little dramas here and there. But it was good. The wave is fun. It's a little bit bigger than yesterday, and the wind is much stronger, but it kind of looks like the base is still quite clean, so it's still fun, like super fun out there.
Yeah, it looks great. A right and left hand sort of peak on offer. So not favouring either the goofy footers or the natural footers. It's a big old playing field, and I've been super impressed with what I've seen so far of not only this area but of this country. And I'm stoked to see young West Australian Willow Hardy, who's been racking up her competition experience in this year. And right now, a couple of minor scores has our Japanese surfer in the lead. Willow Hardy, I believe that was her second wave we just saw then, so she may move up the leaderboard into first place. I'm pretty sure she will. Right now our surfer in white has priority. So a big difference in a 3-lady heat compared to a 4-lady heat. It feels, just a little bit less pressure. You've only got to do better than one other surfer compared to 2 other surfers. For
sure. I remember watching Willow Hardy during the Korean NIAS contest, the Pro Junior and the QS, and she was definitely a standout those days, especially because the waves are much bigger, and she looked really comfortable out there, and she was absolutely ripping. So it was great to see her. That was the first time I met Willow.
Okay.
Really cool girl. I got to interview her a few times, and I'm a big fan of Western Australia.
There you go.
So
here she is, up and riding. Yeah, this is a good little flowing left-hander. She's connected the dots well and banks that end section nicely. Willow is a charger. She's been, she lives in Margaret River, which is one of the iconic sort of wave zones in Western Australia, but for many years her family have been travelling further north. Talk us through the replay, G.
Here, just a quick carve to get back to that energy of the wave. This one was a little stronger. You can see she puts more power as she just taps this one closed and finishes off really nicely. I think this could definitely be the best wave of the heat for now. 3 turns is actually it's pretty good out there. It's quite difficult with that wind right on the wave.
Yeah, well, the wind seems to be blowing more into the right hand as the left seem quite clean at the moment. So maybe a bit of a tactic from Willow to sort of hunt the lefts, opting for her strong forehand repertoire. 19 minutes on the clock, and we're waiting for a couple of numbers to lock in. But as I was saying, she certainly likes a little bit of juice. She's not a stranger to big and powerful waves. As we see a split peak going on right now. So local surfer in the white on her backhand. A little bit behind the section there, so she's just trying to improve on that 0.5. So just a quick up and down, that'll be her best wave.
Last of Blue came in at a 4.5. As we said, definitely the best wave of the heat for now. While we don't know what red did. Here's the replay. Take us through this one.
Yeah, nice little forehand jam there. You can see the shoulder of the wave sort of popped up quite quickly, so not too much opportunity, but a quality first manoeuvre. And we'll see what the judges thought of that for our surfer from Japan. That is Sai Manawa.
Sai Maniwa. I was talking to her also during Krui and Nias, and she was saying that She is from Japan, but now lives on the Gold Coast.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it's nice to hear her with an Australian accent when she speaks English.
I love it. I love it. There is definitely a lot of travelling surfers that base themselves in Australia. A lot of events go on there, and I guess it's just a good centre for exposure. And I guess if you spend any time on the Gold Coast, it's a pretty competitive environment. So even the free surf seem like a QS heat probably.
Yeah, it's if you think of Surf Town, I would say Gold Coast is probably one of those. And Sai is such a beautiful, smiley girl and always looks happy, but definitely not in your heat.
Ooh, okay.
She's a really tough competitor and really knows good strategies out there. So it's amazing and inspiring to watch her compete. Comes out, though, and always has a really big smile on her face.
Oh, as a professional surfer, a travelling surfer, it's hard not to smile. I can't wipe the smile off my face. This place is simply beautiful. The stunning natural scenery, just the food, the people, the culture. It seems really cool. And on screen there is Gene Hardy. That is Willow's dad. He's a really supportive father and quite an able surfer himself. The Hardy family has got strong surfing pedigree. Gene's brother Ryan is a really amazing bodyboarder. His other brother Brett was an amazing surfer for many years, winning Australian titles and multiple state titles. So a big shout out to the Hardy clan. I'm sure that Willow's mum and sister and probably half of Margaret River will be tuning into this heat right now, because this young girl is she is on a really steep trajectory to some amazing things, and she has been competing in so many different countries, in so many different events this year, and it's just great to see her here in a country that I don't think too many West Australians would get to. But I was stoked to see the heat draw and see the commentary roster, and I'm stoked to be here and calling her heat. So to everyone back home in Western Australia that is tuning in, good morning. We're in the same time zone as WA, so I haven't had to reset my watch at all. Same time zone as Bali as well.
Yep. Same time zone as back home. So I'm sure everyone's going to be watching this as well. Taiwan is actually quite a special location for us. It's so different, I guess, to back home. The style of living and everything is amazing over here. So.
And tell me, have you competed here before?
No, this is my first time as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got here like 3 days ago, and I'm completely blown away by everything. The scenery, the food, the people. It's so nice over here. I'm sure you have as well. You got here last night. Yeah. What do you think about Taiwan for now?
Oh, I've been here less than 24 hours, but so far so good. Just like you said, the scenery, the food, the people, everyone's super friendly and really welcoming, and I just never really even thought this place had waves. Obviously, this event's gone on for many years. I thought it was, sort of just a little bit seasonal, but everyone says that, there's sort of waves all year round. Further to the south, there's waves, and I just love it. So we feasted out on a few dumplings last night and sort of gorged myself after a few days of airport food. So it was nice to enjoy some local food, and the flavours, the sights, the sounds of this city are amazing. But most importantly, we're here for a really important event, one of the last big events on the qualifying series for the ladies, certainly in this region. 5,000 points up for grabs here in this women's event, and that could be vital to seeing these surfers move up the rankings and into the Challenger Series for 2023.
Yeah, this is the last Asian QS, so this is a very important one. I'm not quite sure for Australia.
We've got a couple of smaller events going on. I know there's a wave pool happening down in Melbourne next month, but probably the big next event back in Australia is our Australian Junior Surfing title. So that'll be the first time that's run since 2019, and it's going to be really cool to go and check that out. We're going to Ethan Ewing's hometown of North Stradbroke Island, so that'll be great. I know Willow is part of the WA Junior Surfing team, so competition experience like this here in Taiwan is going to serve her really well for that big event.
Justin, I know you're a very big part of Surfing WA. Tell us a little bit about what the community is there and how it works.
I'll certainly get into that right after we talk through Red's wave here. Get to that section a little bit late. Climbs the foam, but again, she's been unfortunate. She's just picked a couple of shouldery waves, but this one seems to be reforming on the inside and throws it up there once again. So looking to get out of the twos is our Japanese surfer in the red, and I think the judges will have a good look at that. Nothing super clean or critical. Sort of felt like she was fighting the wave a little bit of the way, but at the halfway stage, she's in a pretty good position in second place with the local surfer chasing a pretty big number right now, a 4.10 for white to move up the leaderboard. Willow Hardy sits out the back in the lead and with first priority, which is where you want to be in any heat. You want to be in the lead and you want to have priority, so Willow has shaped this heat pretty well so far. But yeah, talking about home, Surfing WA is... I'll get you to talk through this replay first.
Well, here's a replay of Sai. As you said, she's slightly behind on both those first two turns. You can see she really tries to get back out to the face of the wave. The wave doesn't have so much on offer, so I think she surfed it well for what that wave was. But she'll definitely be trying to improve on that. That's not something she will be wanting to finish her heat with. So, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so, surfing Western Australia. Oh, we're going to see a replay here of Willow. So the waves are starting to happen a lot quicker. She's on her backhand now. Carves through a strong first turn, waiting for something steep. Doesn't quite come on that second section, so a couple of backhand carves for Willow. And, I feel like the waves have just gone a little bit flat compared to what we saw in the free surfs earlier today, but still a really good sort of competition setting out there, and Willow's banked a 3.33, so she's improved her situation, and as has our surfer in red with a 2.83, so she's improved on a 2.5, and that has made the situation a little bit harder for the local surfer in white, now chasing a 4.43 or better to get into a qualifying position. But yes, for the third time back to Surfing WA, we're a state-based sporting organisation. We fall under the umbrella of Surfing Australia, and we're pretty much there to guide and support the future of direction of surfing, probably similar to what the Asian Surf Co does throughout Asia, but we run a big surf school. We host state, specialty, national and international events. Our big one of the year is obviously the Margaret River Pro, a championship tour event. So to all my colleagues back home, good morning, or Salamat Pagi. We've just moved into a great new facility, and we've just held a big celebration over the weekend where we crowned over 50 state champions. We did the WA Surfer of the Year Awards, and we inducted 3 new life members to our organisation. So, things are going pretty good back in WA, and we've got a really, really cool office, and it's pretty much owned by the members. We've got a gym in there. We've got some new meeting and training spaces, and for anyone that hasn't been there, the front door's always open, so go in and say g'day, and I'm sure no matter where you are in your surfing journey, that Surfing WA could help in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, even when I went to compete at those events, the Cape Naturalists, I felt so welcomed and so at home. It's definitely one of my favorite events, and even though I'm not in that region, I'm definitely going to try and come back and compete over there.
Yes, please do. We missed your face, but obviously through the pandemic it was really, really difficult to get back into WA, so the WA Pro Surf Series ran about 3 weeks ago. We ran a Pro Junior event and a QS 1000, and it's cool to see a lot of the names that were at that event here competing in Taiwan as well, so we'll have some good insight and a bit of a form guide on some of the female and male surfers that we saw in action over there.
Yeah, here we see Simon Niwa taking a look at this wave again, slightly behind on it. Yeah, the wind has really picked up in the past few minutes. You can really tell it's starting to even affect a little bit the face of that wave. But yesterday around this time it was still pretty glassy, so already driving down we could see there was a little bit of that onshore. So we knew it was going to come early, and there's a big cloud out the back, so we might see some rain. I'm not sure.
Well, we're in a pretty tropical environment, and as I was flying in, there's mountains just behind us, so I guess that it sort of creates its own little weather system with the ocean right here, with some really high mountains around. Apparently, I was warned to bring a rain jacket, which I've packed, but it's still warm. We're in shorts. You can see the surfers are in bikinis and board shorts essentially, but the water's warm. The wind's a little bit fresh, but I'm from WA, which stands for windy always. So this is not much of a breeze compared to what we're used to, and still highly contestable conditions out there. I think the ocean's just readjusting with a little bit of wind on it. Certainly back home, when the sea breeze first kicks in, it sort of takes a little while to sort of settle in. But you can still see these smaller inside waves. The faces are still pretty clean. A little bit of a ruffled lip, which I don't think is really going to affect the surfers too much in the upcoming heats. But round one heats underway with just on 7 minutes remaining. It is Willow Hardy from Western Australia leading the heat with a 4.5 and a 3.33. Japanese surfer sitting in second place, chasing a 4.90 to move up the leaderboard. And right now, a couple of low scores for our local surfer, Shu Yung Chang.
This is Simon Yu on her backhand again. Slightly stuck again. Here she finally gets to the face of the wave. We'll see if there's anything on offer. This wave seems to be a little bit flat as well. She'll be wanting to improve again. And right behind her, Willow Hardy on her forehand. A beautiful carve. I'd like to see if she did anything in the first part of that wave. But it looks like the girls are definitely tending to go to the lefts, maybe less affected by the winds. So it'll be good to get that insight maybe in one of the post-heat interviews.
Yeah, it'll be great to see how conditions actually are. So this was the start of Willow's wave. Gets a nice little sort of check turn to set that wave up. Got a little bit stuck there, but you can see she's just looking down the line. And I think she's done really well. You can see she finds a nice little power pocket here to wrap. She's got a great technique. So, it wasn't a great wave, but she linked together 4 pretty strong manoeuvres. And her low score being a 3.33.
Here's the local surfer taking off. This probably would be the best wave she's caught for now. Nice open face, and she looks really relaxed on it. And it's good to see the local crowd out cheering their favorites as well. Yeah, I love that. Hometown support is so crucial, and it's a great surf community that we've got here in Taiwan. And the hoots and hollers, I think if you are out in the water, can certainly help, and maybe just help you get that little bit extra out of each and every turn. So she's in third position now, but I think that was definitely probably one of her better waves. I don't know if you've seen the whole paparazzi crowd outside. My goodness. Every time I come in, it's like a photo shoot. Got to smile and make sure I come out of the water well. You're a surf goddess. It doesn't take much for you to look good. But there is a lot of cameras on the beach. Obviously, this event attracts a lot of attention. And you can see the crowd on screen all tuning in to the scores on their phones. And the action happens so close to the shoreline. It's amazing. We've got this big scaffold set up. But a lot of people really enjoying this internationally rated WSL QS 5000 event, and we do have some numbers dropping in. A 3.73 for Willow Hardy does improve her situation ever so slightly, and the last score for Red was her best, a 3.60. So Red and Blue are applying a little bit of score pressure to the local surfer in the white with just under 4 minutes remaining. Yeah, it's looks like, as you said, the wave is just trying to readjust as there's a little bit more of lull, and the wave is just shifty, I guess. So the girls are struggling to get those bigger scores up, but still amazing waves. There's waves, which is the most important part of all. 100%. It's a vital part of any surfing competition. You need waves to run, and there's certainly a lot of them out there. It's just a case of picking the best 2 in a 25-minute heat, and if you're in the top 2 place surfers, you will progress through to the next round.
And the round of 32 awaits our top 2 placed surfers. Just on 3 minutes on the clock. And I just love how close the waves break to the shore. I love the setup here. A really cool little competitors area. Everyone was hanging out nice and early. I unfortunately missed the opening ceremony, but most Asian events love a little bit of hype and fanfare.
Yeah, there's always that opening dance to every event, and I always look forward for those. They're some of my favorite parts. There's all right behind us. There is the harbor with some of the most strange boats I've ever really seen. The bottoms, they use tubes to make the boats float. Here we have our local surfer. Just a quick up and out.
Yeah, I don't know that they'd passed the Department of Transport test back in Western Australia, but they certainly, service the harbour. They look like fishing boats to me, but I'd like to know what they're fishing for out there, or, is it squid, is it fish, what are they chasing? But, yeah, they're definitely unique boats, I'll give them that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a design like that, and I'm not sure how fast they can really go either. But they're very pretty, very beautiful to look at, and unique. So it's always great to travel and see how everyone does their things differently.
I agree. There's nothing better than coming to a new part of the world, experiencing new cultures, and just seeing how unique and different little parts of the world are. But for me, Taiwan is definitely somewhere I'll be coming back to. A bit of a mission from WA to get here. I think 3 flights for me to get here and pretty much 18 hours worth of travel, but just loved it and am loving it so far as well. So as we get to the back end of this heat, it has been entertaining. It's been great to see Willow Hardy putting in a really good effort to be holding down the lead pretty much from the get-go. Sai Maniwa has done a great job to hold down second, and right now our surfer in white chasing a 5.03 or better to move into the top 2 with exactly 1 minute on the clock.
Here we see Willow taking a look at this wave, and she'll go right. So let's see if she can get around the section. A beautiful first turn from our surfer from WA. A second one just to wrap around. And as we get to the last 35 seconds of the heat, she will be keeping the first place. We'll see if the surfer in white gets another chance to try get that 5.03 she's looking for.
Yeah, we haven't seen any surfers tickle the good range just yet. The judges are obviously holding those good numbers for obviously good waves, but right now it's just a matter of banking your best 2 scores, and here we go, maybe a last little second exchange here. Looks like this wave will count for red, so our Japanese surfer connects with a really nice opening slash. Can't quite bounce off that white water strong enough, so I look forward to having a chat to our heat winner Willow Hardy after this, and we're probably going to throw to a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be back soon.
Change my number on you.
在台九线长长道路上，一旁就是那无尽的海洋。
台东 Start 旅行是一场灵感的捉迷藏。
台东是个美丽的地方，也是个很真实的地方。一起来寻找新的方向。台东 Start。
Hello and welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing, Junzun Harbour, Taitung County, and we are into Heat 4. This is round of 48 action. Ladies' side of the draw in the water right now. We have Sarah Wakita from Japan, Nilby Blancada from the Philippines, and in white, the lady we see on screen, her Taiwanese name is Mi-Hin Sin Pan. She goes also by Leanne McDonald, sister of Rory McDonald, who we saw competing on the men's side of the draw yesterday. And Leanne's a pretty handy surfer. Jada, you've surfed with her in the past?
Yes, I have. I've surfed with her in Bingin quite a bit. I know she's also very into the longboarding, and she competes in longboarding as well. Such a beautiful girl to be around, and she's so fun. And yeah, I see her mostly in Bingin though, as her sister is married to Mega Samari, local legend from there. So it's nice to see her in this part of the world though.
Yeah, on home turf.
Yeah, she's been telling us all about the local restaurants we need to go to and kind of tour guiding. Mostly with my other Bali friends, Taina and Kailani. So I know they're all staying together. And it's nice to have that bit of home here when you're traveling as well.
All right, speaking of home, Justin Majex has come over from all the way over to Taiwan from Western Australia, and he's now going to interview another West Australian, winner of last heat, Willow Hardy.
We're here with Willow Hardy, winner of heat number 3. Willow, congratulations. Tell us about your heat out there.
Oh yeah, well today conditions are definitely a bit trickier than they have been, but there's still some great opportunities. Like Taiwan's got pretty sick surf, so I'm so stoked to get through my heat.
You've been here for a few days. First time to Taiwan, like me. How beautiful is this place? It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yes, had no expectations coming here, but it's like how I'd imagine Hawaii to be. It's just beautiful, such nice warm water, lovely locals, loving my time here.
And this is a QS 5000. You've been competing a lot this year, but a really vital event as far as points and building your ranking. Where do you want to go with your surfing?
I definitely want to make it to like the tour, but I think the challenge is like a great start and just like trying to get a good ranking in these 5000s for next year. So the first couple ones I did better than last year, so hopefully.
Now we're from WA, so we're used to a little bit of wind, but what would you compare this wave to back home? It's a little bit unique. We don't really have setups like this, do we?
No, we don't really have, like, I don't even know if this is a beachy or like a rocky. But, yeah, maybe a bit of geechies, I'd say. A bit of windy mogs, but yeah.
And tell us, you're travelling here with your dad. He is a great supporter, a great surfer in his own right. As I saw you looking back to the beach, he's always there supporting you and guiding you. But any other family you want to do a shout out to back home?
Shout out to Mum and my little sister and all my friends.
You've done well. I can't wait to see you in the round of 32. Best of luck for the rest of the event.
Thanks, Les, Justin.
You beauty, Justin Majex, talking with his home girl, Willow Hardy, and yeah, her dad, Jean. Incredible surfer. He's a little bit upset because he copped his fins to the face at last weekend's Margaret River Classic. Margie's was 6 foot and solid for that hardcore local event into its 40th year. And Gene forgot his wetsuit, so he went out in boardies and then decided if he was wearing boardies, he couldn't wear the helmet that he would normally surf with when the waves are serious. So he took his helmet off and sure enough copped his board in the face. So he's full of stitches and can't surf, so he's consigned to cameraman duties this week in Taiwan. Okay, we've got some scores in. Nilby Blancada from the Philippines opened up with a 3.17. We just saw Leanne McDonald. She's got a 2.77 for her last wave and a 2.5 for her opener. She's in the lead, top seed in the red jersey, Sarah Wakita from Japan. She's an incredible surfer. She surfed here, I think when it was, she might have been here in the World Juniors back in 2019 or 2018. And she's a really powerful, strong surfer. We saw her compatriot Amuro Suzuki win a world title here in 2019, the same year that she qualified for the championship tour. And Amuro was just incredible. Such a strong, powerful surfer. smashed these waves to pieces and was over the moon to take out a World Juniors. Here goes Nilby.
Nilby, fresh off a win in Philippines, actually. So at her local, beautiful, powerful surfing from Nilby. Her sister is definitely watching, and all the Philippines, as you know, a big part of their team is here, and they're all very supportive of each other. So it's great to see them around. They were definitely teaching me how to budots last time, local Philippine dance.
How good. All right, well, she smacked that wave to pieces. Looking forward to seeing the replay. And talk us through this one, Jada.
So Nilby right in the pocket for that first turn and slashes it back to that power section for the second and third. You see this wave doesn't give so much of a finishing, but those first two turns were beautiful to look at. She'll be used to those rights. She is Cloud9 local, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, she looked really aggressive when she teed off on that wave, and a 6.5, so one of the best waves we've seen so far this morning. The reward for that aggressive surfing, and the judges have made it pretty clear in the day and a bit of competition we've had so far. They really want to see you go vertical. That longer running left is a lot flatter, and as we saw earlier in a few heats, you can get a long wave, but you're not going to get any scores if you're not going vertical. So those shorter rights, or if you get the shorter left that runs into the southern peak, that stands up a little bit more as well, you can go vert and bank bigger turns. So the judges are going for quality over quantity, that's for sure. And Nilby Bancada has done that, a 6.5 for that really aggressive opening turn. And then what I liked was she backed it up straight away with a searing combination of gouges. And a 6.5 the result. She is in the lead. Where is Sarah Wakita?
I think Sarah is not here, actually. I heard Leanne making a comment earlier that she might have not showed, and it kind of looks as if that is so, because if she is, it's very strange that she would not have caught a wave yet, knowing how high level her surfing is at. Sarah Wakita is definitely one of the best surfers, women to come out of Japan, especially now.
Yeah, gave her a big rap, and then she's no-showed on us. So, Sarah, good job, but unfortunately not making it to the event.
This is local surfer Leanne. And you're right, the rights are definitely looking more punchy and being able to get more into that pocket. Those lefts seem to flatten out and be a little more gutty.
Yeah, well, that's the north wind as well. It is onshore, but it's only light. But it's, the rights are bending back towards themselves, giving you a little bit more of a pocket to hook in, whereas those lefts are sort of being flattened out even further by that wind. But as we've explained a few times, there are two peaks here. There's one to the north that has that longer running right. The left off that runs into the southern peak, and the right off that. So you can score off the right on the southern peak, the left off the northern peak, the longer left that comes off the southern peak. If I was a coach, I'd be advising against it today.
Oh, you can coach me.
You're up soon, aren't you? This is heat 4. You're in what, heat?
I'm heat 6.
Heat 6, all right. Well,
that's good insight. I'll be.
I'll take 10%. Thanks. Consider that your first bit of advice.
I need a coach around.
Okay, I'd put my leg rope on the back foot. Wax has been an issue. I'm having all sorts of dramas. I can't keep wax on my board.
It seems to get really slippery quite quickly out there. I think it might be. I got told there's a river mouth maybe close by.
Okay. Yep. We cross a big bridge getting here, and I guess that feeds in next to the harbour.
Yeah, we have the same issue back when I surf the river mouth in Canggu. If you don't put a lot of that fu wax on, you're definitely coming off.
All right, we're at the halfway mark. 13 minutes to go. It's Nilby in the lead with a 6.5 and a 3.17, and Lan McDonald sitting in second. But both of these girls will progress, so it's a bit of a walk through. bit of a trial run. Neither of them will be complaining. Surfing these waves with just one other lady in the water is pretty ideal. We can see them giving each other plenty of room as well.
Yeah, those free surfs have been pretty tough out there. You know, it's a crowd that everyone knows how to surf, so there's no waves going unridden ever. It's like difficult to find your own space sometimes, but it's still super fun.
So there are the two peaks in operation right now. That's Nilby to the southern peak and Leanne McDonald sitting to the north. They shift around a little bit, but they're pretty consistent in the way that they break into each other. And did you surf this morning, Jada?
I did. I did have a surf this morning. I was saying to Justin, there is always the people are quite feisty lately because everyone wants to win.
Well, we've got some interesting characters on camera right now. Rory McDonald's in the bucket hat. That's his sister, Leanne, surfing. And the closest to us is John Mark Takong, otherwise known as Marama. And he's from the Philippines, so no doubt he is supporting Nilby, and Marama will be in action when round 2 resumes, and he just took a big win at Cloud9 on home turf. So, yeah, he's one to watch. He looks like a mini Oni Anwar.
Everyone calls him Oni's brother.
Yeah, they look really similar, but Jean-Marc's definitely like a slightly, I reckon there's about 10% less of him. He's shrunken down a little.
Yeah, both very similar in their character as well.
Very friendly, big smiles, long hair, pretty flamboyant kind of dudes.
Both come from beautiful places. Oni from Lakey Peak, Mama from Cloud9.
Shagao. All right, speaking of Cloud9, here goes Nilby Blancada. She's found another wave. It's just going to be the one section, so she gets out of there. That wave was a bit of a waste of time, really. Might go into her top 2, but not going to affect the final outcome of this heat. 10 minutes 50 to run, and yeah, as you mentioned, Nilby won Cloud9 as well, so the 2 Cloud9 champs in the house. And of course, this is a co-sanctioned event between the Asian region and the Australia-Oceania region, meaning that surfers from both of those regions in the WSL can come here and win points. So that's a great initiative, opens the door up for a lot more competitors to come, and ups the stakes a little bit as well, raises the level of competition.
Sure, I've been loving these co-sanctioned events. You know, Korean Nias was amazing as well, and you get to compete and see different talents and people, and it's much more international, so it's interesting to look at. Hopefully we'll be getting a lot more of these events in the future, and in many other places as well.
Yeah, I think the Aussies are loving it too. There's only so many times you can surf Bells and D-Bar, and here we are, Northern Hemisphere, boiling hot, dumplings for days. It's the best.
No wetsuits.
No wetsuits. I think I'm going to pull the vest out. I'm just sunburnt and rashed up. I've just been surfing too much, and I copped a couple of jellyfish last night as well. All right, here goes Leanne McDonald. She's got some work to do to find the open face. And there it is, one section, hammers that. And not much of a reaction from Rory, the bro, just watching on. Looks up from his phone quickly. Oh, yeah. Back to business.
That brotherly sister love. I saw her dad is here as well, supporting. So cool to see that surf family come down, and everyone's down here at the beach supporting their local favorites. You know, they're definitely known as some of the best surfers here in Taiwan. So I'm sure she has her crowd waiting for her at the beach.
All right, what was the last score for that turn? Just a 1.2. Yep, nothing to write home about. 8.5 minutes to go. Up next, we're already into the second half of the round. It'll be Mia Hapatz from Australia, Emily Nishimoto from Japan, and local surfer UNE. So just the 3 surfers in that heat. Here's hoping they all turn up. Not impressed, Sarah Wakita. We
wanted to see you surf.
Sure did. She rips.
And she thrives in these conditions as well. That's similar to Japan. All the Japanese surfers have been absolutely killing it in the free surf.
It's a Japanese hotspot, Taiwan. A lot of Japanese tourism, a lot of Japanese surfers come over here to explore this part of the world and get stuck into the waves on offer. Here goes Nilby, he drops the other shoulder, big layback jam, can't quite ride out of that one. I like the attempt at some variety though, that's cool.
We were surfing in similar conditions like this yesterday.
Yeah, last night, just with 1,000 more people.
Yeah. Everyone was hungry as well.
We were not hungry. We just ate way too much food at lunch. I could barely lie down on my surfboard. That was, that was an embarrassing afternoon in the water.
I think I reached my 200th dumpling yesterday, or something close to that.
And then we got home to Taitung City last night, which is about a 40-minute drive away, and did it all again. The dumpling tour continues. What do you think of the town? We hired some bicycles and went for a bit of a ride, a bit of an explore. It's cool, huh?
Oh, I loved going around the city in the bicycles. I thought that was epic. You're just driving around and all the city lights and there's food everywhere and movement and, everyone's really friendly even when you're driving. Everyone really minds the bicycles and the motorbikes. They even have their own lane, which I think is amazing because back at home it's kind of like whatever goes, and if you kind of have to throw yourself every time you want to cross the road, but here everyone stops and waits and is very friendly.
Yeah, I was a bit worried at first that Team Changgu weren't too sure how to ride bicycles because you got off to a very shaky start, but once you figured things out and realised that everything's on the other side of the road over here to what we're used to in Australia and Indonesia, we're back in business. All right, here goes Nilby Blancata. Two-turn combo, and unfortunately sinks the rail on that second turn. Can't hang on to that one. Would have been an interesting score if she could have comboed it up because that was two turns, bit of variety. Now we're looking at Leanne McDonald, longer running left, not interested, 5.5 minutes to go. Let's have a replay of Nilby's wave, and Jada, why don't you tell us what she did right and what she did wrong?
Yeah, it would be, looked like it would have been a really good score if she was just able to finish this off. Beautiful first turn. So much power in her surfing, and here you see her just falling, going over the handlebars, getting unstuck. But she'll be looking to improve on a 3.17. I'm not sure that's going to be it, but
no, it was a 2.93, but that tells you, she was well on her way to improving that 3.17 because that whole 2.93 will be for that first turn. And, if she'd hung on to the second, it would have been a decent number. All right, we are inside the last 5 minutes. And this is a walkthrough. So Nilby Blancata and Leanne McDonald are sitting first and second in what is meant to be a 4-surfer heat. There are only 2 in the water. And here goes Nilby. Let's see if she can string this one together. She's got some work to do. She's a little bit behind it. Throws in the chop hop if you don't mind. Now, let's see where the judges go with this one, because that's a bit of a novelty. It's a bit of a party piece. It's not really substantial surfing, but it'll make the highlight reel because everyone loves it. It's a guilty pleasure, the chop hop,
yeah,
isn't it?
They're always fun to watch. You see here, and so well executed as well.
Don't mind that at all.
You definitely heard the crowd.
She got a 1.9, so there you have it. A chop hop is worth 1.9 points.
Oh,
it wasn't the biggest one.
I would have given that at least a 2.
Well, there's a bit of a discrepancy. One judge has gone as high as a 2.6, and one's all the way down to 1.5.
Oh, he wasn't impressed.
They're a hater.
I was pretty impressed.
I didn't mind it.
Especially you don't see it on the women's side of the draw so much. But yeah, yesterday driving those bicycles, I definitely a few times found myself trying to accelerate, thinking it was a motorbike, but it was not.
Yeah, did you have a bell?
No.
Yeah, I felt like a bell was a necessity.
Yeah, for sure. Getting people's attention. Otherwise, you're going to get run over.
The other thing that's a little bit something you need to be careful of around here as well is there's a lot of electric scooters on the roads, and you just don't hear them coming.
Yeah.
You pair that with the fact that the traffic's on the other side to what a lot of us are used to, and you can look the wrong way, and then all of a sudden this silent scooter just goes flying past you. Speaking of flying, Leanne McDonald is flying down the line on this one. Nothing coming of it, not to be. 2.5 minutes remaining. That's going to be a minus score. So I think you're going to get to go down and talk to Nilby and maybe get her to run us through the chop hop. Here she goes. That's a strong turn. Opens the shoulders on the first one. Unfortunately, just one and done, and she is out of there.
That was a beautiful turn. It'll be nice to see what the judges will score it. You know, it was right in the pocket as well. Super powerful, but just one. So here is the replay. See her set up and hit that. Lets the fin slide a little bit.
Well, it goes into a top two, a 3.67. So the judges did like it. They liked it twice as much as the chop hop. Now, that raises an interesting question because I could have done that turn. There's no way I could have done that chop hop.
I don't know how to do chop hops either, so I'm actually with you on this one. I thought that chop hop was actually pretty epic.
I think the judges just don't want to encourage that kind of stuff because then you get into a massive grey area. But once people start doing chop hops and selling them as alley-oops and all that kind of stuff, it is a novelty. So, yeah, we're not going to throw the judges under the bus like that. A 3.67 the result for Nilby Blancarda's last big turn. And it's a 10.17 total. Extends her lead. Leanne McDonald or Mei Sin Pan is chasing a 7.4 for first. But both of these ladies have progressed to the round of 32.
Yeah, they both just got a warm-up heat with no third person. So it was good to get that feel of competition before coming into the second round. Get rid of those first heat nerves that everyone always gets. Here we see Nilby maybe a little bit of a, victory lap, I guess.
Yep.
She did get the highest score of the day for now.
Yeah, it was great score. 6.5, big strong turn, backed it up with 2 or 3 more down the line. And that has signed, sealed, and delivered her to the round of 32. She'll be joined by Leanne McDonald. And we will be joined by Mia Hapatz, Emily Nishimoto, and Liu Eni in Heat 5 right after this quick break.
You want to embrace the true nature. You want to explore the beautiful world beneath the sea. You laugh and sing songs. It is a surfer's paradise here. Whenever you're ready to undertake a different kind of travel experience, Taitung is your next destination.
Welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We're here at Jinzun Harbour in Taitung County in the southeastern corner of this beautiful tropical island. The water is warm. The waves are non-stop. This is Heat 5, round of 48 action in the red jersey. Mia Huppertz, who is from Victoria. I'm pretty sure she lives on the Gold Coast these days. Emily Nishimoto is in blue, and Liu Enyi, the local Taiwanese surfer, is in the white jersey. I'm Chris Binns. Alongside me, my great mate Justin Majex, and you just got to have a chat with your mate Willow Hardy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But a bit of a split peak situation going on there. As we see the local lass in the white. Bit of a cool little dismount there, but good to see the ladies off and running. But yeah, great to have a chat with Willow, and great to see her, continuing her progression through the WSL ranks. And this is a really big event, being a QS 5000. A lot of points and some great prize money up for grabs. But yeah, Willow and her dad Jean have made the trip from WA, just like we have, to be here. And my first time here. Willow was just saying it was also her first time here, but she's just loving it. And yeah, mate, it's a great spot to be, and I'm in even better company, so can't complain one bit.
All right, well, while we're at our first commercial break, Emily Nishimoto banked a 4.33, and here goes Mia Huppertz in the red jersey. Found two strong sections. I really like the big finish. So did the grandstand. Bit of noise.
Yep. We're right near the competitors area, and yeah, there was a couple of hoots and cheers going on there, but some really nice surfing there from our surfer in red. Been a little while since I last saw Mia at a Aussie Junior titles. As I was saying before, not much has been going on in that space in Australia due to the pandemic, but they're back in 2022. But yeah, it's great to see all these young surfers who have progressed through things like Aussie titles and now competing in internationally rated events. It's great to see.
Speaking of internationally rated events, Nilby Blancata from the Philippines won the recent Cloud9 event, and she is down with Giada Lagarde to have a quick chat now.
So I'm here with Nilby, the winner of the last heat. Nilby, you just came off a win in Philippines. Your whole team is here, and tell us a little bit what it's like to be here in Taiwan.
Actually, we enjoy here. Pretty much the waves good, but today the condition it's really tricky and so wobble, it's so small. So what I did is try get a lot of waves. What I can do. So it's a good day that I had a good score, like 6.5 and 6.7. So that's the highest score for the day. And I'm also for my team, they're always there and supporting me, and the people back home also. So I'm just like, my feeling and emotion is always there. So happy.
So you got the highest heat score of the day, and do you think winning your last contest gives you a lot of confidence coming into this one?
The less heat, I think for this condition about this wave, I don't know the next one, because I think the condition is only this day. Maybe tomorrow it's a good condition. I have to change my momentum and my mobility. Yeah.
Is there any message you'd like to give to anyone listening back at home?
Yeah. The people back home, especially Siargao people, thank you guys for always there supporting me every day. And yeah, I miss my baby actually. I miss you, my mom, my sister, like all the family there.
Perfect. Thank you so much and congratulations. Good luck for your next heat. Back to you guys.
Cheers, G. All right, that's Nilby Blancata, winner of the last heat, winner of the last event at Cloud9. Here goes Mia Huppertz on her forehand. So she dropped in a 5.33 for her previous decent score, and she's going to add to that right now with another decent score on that wave. I just got a text from the one and only Brad Gerlach, so he is coaching Mia these days. So she is a student of Wave Key. This is GER's online platform where you can subscribe and get all sorts of videos of GER running you through the fundamentals of surfing, and it's actually pretty cool. I've done it a little bit in the past. It's a lot of visualization. It's a lot of, you feel like you're doing yoga in front of your TV at home. You sort of roll around on the floor a little bit and you salute the sun, but it, yeah, you start thinking about how you actually move and place your body through all the various bits of surfing that we kind of don't think about and probably should.
Yeah, well, surfing has evolved so rapidly over the last few years, and I guess surf coaching in a very similar vein as, you know, it's using the internet. It's amazing to see that you can receive coaching from thousands of miles away, and yeah, it's really cool to see some of these new online platforms that people are able to tap into coaches and resources that they wouldn't normally be able to. So I love it, and I just love to see the sport progressing in every facet, and yeah, it looks like it's benefiting Mia to no end. A really solid little forehand wrap on her last few waves, so her technique is solid. So yeah, to GER, well done. I'm sure he's tuning in and watching his student in action. Her last wave has extended on first place with a 3.93 backing up her 5.33, so in the first 7-8 minutes of this heat, Mia'd be pretty happy with her effort so far.
Yeah, another one of GER's students is a kid by the name of Taro Watanabe, and if you don't follow him on Instagram, get on that guy's account and watch some of the most stylish, cool surfing you'll ever tap into. The kid is unbelievable. He's got this unique style that's all his own, and it's just bonkers. Some of this, he just tweaks everything and makes the simplest of moves look so sick. And yeah, he's one of my Insta favourites, that's for sure. Well, all right, here goes Mia again. Plenty of rotation, separation between the upper and lower body, all that kind of stuff. And that's going to be another solid score. So she's doing it very nicely. So the red jerseys are the top seeds. We just saw Willow Hardy earlier. She's in the red jersey. Up next, now Amura from Japan will be the top seed. After that, Charlie Hurst from Australia is our top seed. And the last heat 8, the last heat of round 1, Freya Prum. She's been competing on the challenges this year, and she will be our top seed. Then once we get on into the round of 32, a few more big names drop in. Kalani Johnson, highly fancied Indonesian surfer Ellie Harrison, who won the 2 events recently in WA. You name it.
Yeah, we just saw the replay there of Mia Huppert's last wave, and yeah, she's a really petite young surfer, but she's putting some power into those manoeuvres, and the judges are rewarding it well. The 5.33, the best number in her scoreline. And these waves, as we heard from Willow earlier, probably a little bit different from what we get back in WA. Probably a little bit more East Coast to them. I've had a lot of mates messaging me saying, oh, that looks like trestles, tropical trestles. But yeah, a sort of cobblestone beach here in Jinzun Harbour. And up and riding here on her backhand is the local surfer.
Yep, this is Liu Eni, and she's found herself a little jam. This one just keeps running, couple of turns, and she is out of there. And every year we come back here, the standard of local surfing gets better and better. There's a lot of systems put in place for the local surfing to advance. The Taiwanese really seem to operate as a team. They're all encouraging each other. There's some coaching structures, and they really feed off the energy that an event like Taiwan Open of Surfing brings to their local region. And this is Liu Eni on her backhand, getting it done. That is a 2.1, so that's her best score. Here goes Mia once again. Missed the start of it. Hopefully we can catch what she got up to earlier on the replay.
Yeah, well, she's
14 minutes to run.
Well, here it is. So this was Mia's 5th wave. And yeah, she's got a good little bit of rhythm and flow happening in here, and I think momentum is such an important part of surfing a competitive heat. And yeah, she's just banked in a 5.37, so a couple of 5s now under the belt for Mia. She has extended on first place, and she looks really comfortable out there in these conditions. And I like what I've seen so far from Mia. But you were saying about, I guess, the opportunity for development, and for me, I think it's just the exposure to the level of surfing that these international events bring. So you can be the best kid on your local beach, but when crew from multiple nations rock up and start laying rail, it's really eye-opening, and yeah, it's a great opportunity to see, you know, where the standard is at. And right now, with 13 minutes on the clock, it's been a really good performance from our surfer in red, our Japanese surfer in the blue, chasing what is now a 6.37 to move into top spot, and our local lass a 2.1 on her last, looking for a 5.33 or better to move into a qualifying position. So
yeah, it's vitally important, this exposure to the international surfers and even the international judging. You know, your local scene can get, you think you're doing really well, but you're not comparing it to the international standard. And then to come up against some of these international surfers and cop, you know, the judging, they really put you under the microscope. And then how you react to that is how you're going to progress with your own surfing. You can either go, oh, this is no good, or you can take the challenge and suddenly push yourself. And we even saw yesterday in some of the 3- and 4-man heats where there was just that little bit more competition, all of a sudden the standard rose straight away.
yeah, it's so true what you say, Chris. A very similar thing happened recently in WA at our WA Pro Surf Series. We were fortunate to see the likes of Sierra Kerr, Ellie Harrison, Charlie Hurst, and just such a good opportunity for the local WA crew to you know, compete in a WSL event and just see where the bar is at. You know, like you said, it's easy to drop 6s and 8s at a board rider club event, or maybe even at a state title, but you sort of see the standard really goes through the roof when it's a WSL event. So to our local surfers here, we wish them the best of luck, but I think it's just the opportunity to pull on a coloured rash vest and know that you're going up against some of the best in the world, and knowing that you're being judged on a truly international scale as well. So a lot to take out of these travelling events that come to every corner of the world, and this is a big one, a QS 5000 for the women, a men's QS 3000. So these points are really, really vital to building your seed and your ranking going into 2023. So all the very best of luck to all of our competitors. I might talk to Ty Sarati and see how many nations are actually being represented here this week. And for me, I knew very little about Taiwanese surfing until I got here yesterday, but I can tell you it's a very, I guess, advanced sort of surf culture. And this event's been going for over a decade. It's played host to World Longboard events. The World Juniors used to go down here, and I think it's just an amazing spot to host an event of this calibre. Yeah,
World Juniors 2018 and 2019, the talent that came through that event, guys like Matthias Hurdy, Rio Wider, Eitan Osborne, you know, Kate Matson, just some really fantastic kids. I think Jet Schilling was here.
Yep.
Yeah, it was an incredible standard. And then Amuro Suzuki won here the same year that she qualified for the championship tour.
Of course.
So, yeah, well, she didn't quite qualify. She was first reserve, and then Carissa Moore announced she was going to take a year off and have a sabbatical, and then COVID came along and we all took a year off, and unfortunately Amuro never ended up getting Carissa's spot. Here goes Mia, attacks the lip and gets attacked right back, and that's not going to be one she'll want to see the replay of. She got a 4.6 for her previous wave, doesn't go into her top 2. That one was just a 1. And Justin, what do you know about Italian surfing?
Well, obviously I know of Leo Fioravanti. I know it's a country that is, you know, progressing in the international surfing ranks. But, yeah, I don't know too much about it. I know Claire Bevilacqua represents that country now from Western Australia. So, yeah, I know they're definitely taking, you know, leaps and bounds forward in the international surfing scene. But we'll get to see our co-commentator doing it out there, flying the green, white and red flag. So, yeah, a really cool surfing country with some pretty amazing waves as well.
Yep, Giada Legati up next for Team Italia. So Forza Italia. And we'll talk about Giada a whole lot when she hits the water in 8 minutes' time. Currently, it's Mia Huppert's in the lead with a 5.37 and a 5.33. Doing it pretty comfortably. There is Giada on screen. She's got the Italian flag. Not only does she speak Italian, she speaks Indonesian, English, Spanish, and she reckons she's passable in Portuguese as well. So.
Well, she is a...
She'll probably have learnt Mandarin before we leave Taiwan this week.
Oh, my gosh. That was probably... my biggest apprehension about coming here. I downloaded Google Translator as we see Mia.
Oh, Mia, that was a strong turn. Opens the shoulders, really wrenched it through that first turn. The connection was good on the second. Third won't count for much, but gets the nice finish, and she is out of there. Will that go into her top two? I think that third turn stumble might just cost her a little bit. The first turn was really strong, though. And let's have a look at the replay, Justin.
Yeah, well, she's got some really good body torque. You see she winds up. There was a nice bit of back foot in that manoeuvre. Bounces through the lip with ease here, but just got a little bit bogged on that manoeuvre and slices the end section nicely. So, you know, if it wasn't for that little bit of a fumble, I reckon she would have been on her way to a really good number, but we'll leave it with the judges and see what they thought.
A 4.83 the result, which is pretty accurate. I think she'll know that the wave wasn't the greatest, and she did have that stumble in the middle. But that you know, you see that and you learn from it. You go, okay, if I can find a slightly bigger wave and string things together more fluently, I'm looking at a 6. So, you know, everything is a learning experience. And
you could be a coach with this sort of talk, Chris. You've watched enough events and been exposed to some very high level of surfing over your years, and yeah, I think it's just getting people in the right headspace. You know, I think the ability levels of many of our competitors are sort of on par, but it's just those that can figure out the space between the years that can do, you know, just extract that little bit more out of their performance. And yeah, for me, Mia has been on a really good showing in this opening round heat.
Yeah, well, Giada earlier was asking me if I'd coach her, and as soon as I said I would happily do so for 10%, she just took off. Haven't heard from her since. There she is on screen. We'll be seeing her up in action in 5.5 minutes' time. Epic photo bomb from that kid in front. That was glorious. So Mia Huppert, she's staying very busy. 8 waves, and she's throwing away a couple of 4s and a high 3 in that. So she's definitely getting a feel for the lineup. You know, it's actually, we were having this conversation earlier, without other surfers in the water, it's pretty easy to get lost.
Yeah.
There's a lot of water moving around. There are 2 peaks, and the peaks do shift. So you really need to be looking back at the beach and locking in your landmarks.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the judging tower comes with all sorts of flags and priority boards and you know, big visual stuff that you can use to triangulate your position in the water.
100%.
But yeah, it's a lot easier done when there's 30 other people around you and you generally know that they're going to be sitting in the right spot. All of a sudden when you're out there by yourself, it's very easy to get lost, especially with the tide coming and going and the water moving around. So
100%.
Mia, 8 waves, staying very busy. This isn't the sort of spot where you want to sit on your board and just wait.
No.
It's non-stop waves. You know, pretty quick period. They're just bang, 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 one after another. And yeah, she's doing it nicely. 4 minutes 20 to go. Emily Nishimoto, I think she has dropped anchor a little bit too much. You know, she'd come into this heat thinking she's going to progress. So with 4 minutes to go, why not just catch a few waves and really feel out the sections?
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, there's sort of 2 trains of thought that you can sort of take into a competitive heat. You can either keep busy or you can wait for the best waves. But speak of the devil, here she is up and riding. She's opting for her backhand. But that wave didn't really offer her what she needed. Gets out of it quickly and opens the door for the local surfer in the white.
Yep, this is Lu Eni on her backhand. This is a good-looking wave. Hooks hard. She'll be happy with that turn. One and done. She's out of there. 3.5 minutes to go. That is, I'm going to say, just about be her best wave. And Emily Nishimoto won't be happy with not much resulting from that. But talk us through Lou's wave here, Justin.
Yeah, nice bottom turn, holds her rail. Maybe could have gone a little bit higher on that turn, but yeah, she carved down back to the power source really well, and I think she's obviously learning her craft still, and yep, she does improve her situation with a 2.0 replaces a 1.37, so the requirement now for White a 5.33 to move into second place with just under 3 minutes on the clock. But Chris, talking about sort of Indonesian surfing, how good is it, I think, for the whole region of Asia, as we see Blue up and riding. This is a better looking wave for our Japanese surfer. Wham! Throws it up there, swings it around onto her forehand and connects with that oncoming section really nicely. So that was good surfing in my opinion. I'm sure the judges will assess it and throw it into their scale accordingly, but yeah, nice sort of rotation from her backhand to her forehand.
Yeah, we're calling that one turn or two, because it was kind of a wrap around with a rebound.
Yeah, good question.
3.77 the result, does go into her top two. Still chasing a 6.37 for the lead. Just makes life a little bit tougher for our local Taiwanese competitor Lu Ne. She's now chasing a 6. There's a minute 50 to go. And Mia Huppets is doing it pretty comfortably at this stage. 8 waves to her name. She's looked strong and large and in charge on all of them. 90 seconds remaining. Swell keeps on coming. There are bigger sets that come through and bulldoze the pack from time to time.
But the question I was going to ask you, Chris, was, for this whole Asian region that is so full of amazing surfers, whether they're from Taiwan or the Philippines, how good do you think, Rio qualifying for the World Championship Tour and being the first Indonesian to qualify, how good do you think that is for the whole Asian surfing region?
Oh, it's massive. It's, it's just going to give hope to Indonesian kids the length of the archipelago that it is possible to come from, one of 18,000 islands and take it to the best in the world. Indonesia's got the best waves in the world. It's got some of the best surfers in the world. And it's about time it had some of the best competitive surfers in the world as well. And, obviously there are hurdles that Indonesians have to overcome, the exchange rate, difficulty to get visas.
Wearing wetsuits.
Yeah, wearing wetsuits. Leaving paradise.
Yeah.
I mean, boo-hoo, cry me a river, you live in the best waves in the world, but then where's your incentive to go to some places that don't have such great waves, to go and battle it out against an incredible field of frothing qualifying series surfers? Speaking of qualifying series surfers, Mia Huppets, top-seeded surfer in this heat, is going to roll through to the next round. This is curtains signing off in style. Louis Ne goes down. And that was another very entertaining heat here at the Taiwan Open of Surfing. 5 heats done, 3 to go in this round. We'll hear from Ty Sarati shortly as to what the plan is for the rest of the day. Our co-commentator Giada Lagardi is in action after this one. Justin, what were your thoughts on what we just saw? Yeah, great heat from Mia. Really loved her momentum and just the way she built through that heat. Some good numbers, and will you be having a chat with her next? I don't know. We'll figure that out once we get back from this quick break.
有时候我们会观察那个树梢地面的摆动啊，或者是旗子，但是看不到最快最好玩的方法。你看口水它移动的方向，它就是我们地面风的速度跟方向。
等一下呢，我们要去的那个前点叫长点角。深度蛮深的，所以我们都要检查一下你的电脑表，看看有没有进入最大的这个时间。
G'day and welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We're here in Taitung County. I tell you what, Justin Majax, that Taitung International Balloon Festival looks like a whole heap of fun, doesn't it? Unless you're scared of heights.
Well, I'm not scared of heights. I've been on a few plane rides, and that smaller domestic flight I took yesterday was a bit of a rocky road in and down. But yeah, that looks like a great event as we see our co-commentator here. Lighting it up. Wow.
Yeah, this is Giada Legati from Italy and about 8 other parts of the world. Loves surfing on her backhand, throws buckets of water all the time, and that's going to be a strong first score for her. Now Omura from Japan is in the red jersey. She got a 4.33 for her opener. Arabella Wilson, a 1.4 and a 3.77 sees her in the lead. We're just waiting on a number to drop for Giada. There it is, a 4.23 rockets her up into second. So a ton of action straight out of the gates in this heat. We've got 4 surfers in the water, which automatically raises the standards. We've seen that so far through all competition. Here goes now Omura.
Yeah, this is what we missed during the commercial break. So Japanese surfer throwing buckets on her backhand here and has found a good little left that provided a couple of nice steep sections. And this is our co-commentator's last. A really good hook on the backhand. I loved it.
Yep, the Queen of Canggu. If you follow the Surfers of Bali Instagram account, she is every second post surfing the sandbar.
Yep, I was in Bali a few weeks back and saw G kicking around. Talk us through this one, Binsy.
Yep, this is Chi Chen Chen.
That was.
Quickly up, quickly down. So,
as I was saying, I was in Bali a couple of weeks ago and saw Giada strutting around Canggu. She definitely has a bit of a presence there, and tried to make eye contact with her, but she was too busy being in the zone, psyching up with her music on and getting ready for a probably afternoon photo shoot. She is a great surfer, a great ambassador, I think, for Italian surfing and Balinese surfing all in one. And she's very knowledgeable here in the booth. I think she can provide some great insight into the fact that she competes and commentates.
Speaking of competing and commentating, Tippy Jabrick is down having a chat with the winner of the last heat, Mia Huppets.
Hello everybody, I'm here with Mia Huppets, winner of last heat. Tell me a little bit, Mia, how is the condition out there?
The conditions were a bit challenging. It's pretty windy, but there was definitely a couple of fun ones out there.
Yeah, I can see you did get a couple find a couple of good ones there. Tell me a little bit, where are you from?
I'm from Australia. I grew up in Jan Jac, but I have been living in the Gold Coast, in Burleigh.
Nice. So Jan Jac, I heard it was the capital of surfing in Australia, but now it's Gold Coast. So who did you travel with here?
I came here with my dad, and then we've got we're staying with a couple of other people at Jacaranda, I think.
Who is your travel buddies beside your dad?
Ellie Harrison, and then like we're here with some of the other people from Torquay and a few people from Burleigh, which is it's nice to see everyone.
The condition is a bit like Janjak today, no? Is that how you feel like home?
Definitely, it's definitely got a lot of similarities. I reckon.
And is this your first time in Taiwan?
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. It's one of the most amazing places I've been to. Yeah.
Any message to friends, everybody at home?
Thanks to my coach, Brad Gerlach, and his family for being amazing, and hi to my mom and my sisters and, yeah, grandparents.
Brad Gerlach, I'm sure you're watching, so you did pretty good with Mia, so congratulations and good luck.
Thanks a lot, Timmy, and thanks a lot, Mia. Yep, Gur's definitely tuned in. He's been rapid fire on the text. Gur actually commentated with us here, I think, back in the day. Okay. I know he was definitely in the Philippines with us. I can't remember if he was here or not. I think so.
Well, this is the replay of the Japanese surfer. This was going on while that interview was happening, and that was some really strong backhand surfing, and locked into 5.17. So the wave of the heat so far does put Amura back into first position. Our surfer in red.
We've got a heat on our hands here. Now Amura has a 5.17 and a 4.33. Arabella Wilson has a 3.77. Giada has a 4.23. So once Arabella and Giada lock in their second waves, it's going to be really tight between first, second and third.
Yeah, it's great to see. The ladies have done really well in these opening round heats here today. This is heat number 6 of the round of 48. And I've been impressed by the standard so far. As you said earlier, Chris, there's some seated surfers awaiting these ladies in the round of 32. And the depth of talent is really deep here at the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Looking at the forecast, any insights into what we can expect over the next few days? Similar conditions or less wind, more swell?
I think it's more of the same next few days. It's pretty consistent through here. This is about as small as it gets, which tells you how much better it can be.
Okay.
This is definitely fun, and you'll see when we get deeper into the draw, level of surfing is just going to keep getting better and better.
100%.
And that in turn will make the waves look better and better. 16 minutes to run. Haven't yet got a call for the rest of the day, whether we wrap things up after this opening round or proceed on to a little bit deeper in the draw. I'm not sure. Speaking of Brad Gerlach and Wave Key, looking out the window of our hotel on first light this morning, did you see the Tai Chi going down?
I did. I really like that. Sort of some of the community elders were rolling in on their bikes or their little scooters, and it just looked really peaceful and tranquil, and I like to see that going on.
We're staying right across the courtyard from the local library.
Yeah.
And the lights are on really late at night with people in there reading books and enjoying their downtime. It's a beautiful part of the world, really cool community. We're staying in the Taitung County Hostel, which is traditionally in these parts for workers, hospital workers, teachers, government officials from out of town. When they are in town, that's sort of where they get accommodated. So yeah, it's cool. And with our room key, we can just trade in our room key for a bicycle and take off and explore, get around the town, enjoy all the sort of neon and bright lights that you think of, when you think of Taipei or a Tokyo or something. It's like a mini version of that. There's skill tester parlors, there's little arcades everywhere.
It's really unique, isn't it? And as we see here, Australian surfer up and riding. Love the pink spray, makes it nice and bright and easy for us to see. A couple of good turns there. But no, Binzi, when you suggested taking the bikes out, I was a little bit apprehensive with the traffic I saw going on. I'm pretty tall, so my knees were banging into the handlebars quite regularly, but I actually enjoyed the experience, and I think it gives you a really good opportunity to get your bearings and, you know, understand the streets. But everyone's super friendly. The traffic was sort of buzzing around, but I didn't feel unsafe on a bike at any point in time.
No, you kind of look like one of those bears on a bicycle that you'd see in the circus, because your whip was a little undersized, but you got around the place.
It was great to catch up with the crew and sort of have a bit of a welcoming dinner for myself. As we see the replay here of Blue's last wave. Good first turn for her, and it has locked in as her best number. So Arabella Wilson, a 4.07, and that's another surfer I saw out at Canggu a couple of weeks ago. So good to see so many people just hanging out in Southeast Asia and then making their way up here to Taiwan to compete in this event. So surfers, they love travelling. You know, sort of living out of a board bag or a small suitcase is quite a regular occurrence for many of these athletes. And right now, approaching the halfway stage of heat number 6, and it has definitely tightened up a bit. Requirements for Blue to go into first place, a 5.43, and on screen there is Charlie Hurst, a young surfer from New South Wales that we saw in Western Australia competing in a pro junior event not that long ago. Here we see our co-commentator jamming on the backhand. She's got a good little bit of flow. Nice read on this wave so far. It's her third strong backhand manoeuvre. A little bit of a nose wipe in between turns, showing her complete control.
Was that the Kelly Slater nose wipe claim? She did 2 of them.
She did.
First turn, nose wipe. Second turn, nose wipe. Oof. Settled down. So you sit here like we do, studying it.
Yep.
And then you go out and surf a heat. That's got to come into it. Is you're watching here and you're actually thinking about what everyone's doing in their heat, and you're trying to analyse it, and you have to be soaking some of that in yourself as well.
I think so, and her performance has been really good so far. So open with a 4.23. I reckon we're going to see another good number light up in the white column. And at this stage, yeah, it's a good little arm wrestle going on. There we go, a 4.67 for the last of white.
Yep, so that's the best second best wave of the heat so far. And whether she likes it or not, I'm going to sting her for that 10%, I think. I'll share it with you and Tippy.
We'll put it on. We'll put it on the dumplings, I reckon.
It's a nicely surfed wave from Giada. She is out of there. Fun fact about Giada Legati. Did you know she's a policewoman in Italy?
No way. Goodness gracious, I'll have to watch my behaviour then.
Yep, she has the whole kit and caboodle. She's got the gun, the handcuffs, she's got the police licence photo.
Wow.
And yeah, for all intents and purposes, she is a policewoman in Italy. It's part of a sort of athletic sporting program that they have in Italy. You'll find that most sports people are a serviceman, man or woman of some description, whether it's a fireman or woman or a policeman or woman. And yeah, Giada is a cop.
Wow.
And the Italian surfing team is sponsored by the police force. Leo Fioravanti is also a policeman.
Wow, frontline services and amazing surfers. That is, it's pretty cool. So when you talk to G about pulling out her gun, it's not her big board, it's actually, you know, her government-issued firearm, but she is an amazing surfer, and yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with her getting into trouble back on the streets of Italy.
Jesse Mendes these days, he's Italian too.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be off doing his training. We know it.
Well, here she is opting for her forehand now. Nice big opening carve to start things off. And there must be some similarities to Canggu right now. You know, she surfs the sandbar a lot, rights and lefts, sort of multiple random sort of setup. So strong on her forehand and her backhand is...
This is late afternoon Canggu.
Totally.
With the tide's not quite right. It's windy and blown out.
Yep.
It's a bit too much swell. It's a bit all over the place. Similar glare this time of morning here on the East Coast to that time of afternoon in the Goo. So, yeah, Giada will be feeling right at home. Here's now Amura.
Yeah, that was a beautiful turn there. And
score still to come for both Now and Giada.
Yeah, well, a really good exchange. Our top two rated surfers in this heat right now have got scores to drop. We've gone just under the 9-minute mark, and yeah, there is a little bit of scoreboard pressure going to be applied to Arabella Wilson and our local surfer in the green. It's just really good to see some really good performances from the ladies rolling through in this opening round of the Taiwan Open of surfing. Been absolutely stoked with my first official day here on this beautiful island, and as you said, we're down in the southeast corner, and there is a lot of swell, a good old swell fetch here. The last score of red has locked in for Amura a 6.0, so it does extend on first place for her. Her top two scores now a 6.0 and a 5.17.
Yep, still waiting on that last score to come in for Giada. But yeah, first and second are going to be building a little bit of separation at the moment. Arabella Wilson won't be worrying too much though. She knows she's only chasing a 4.83 at this stage. Last score for Giada doesn't go into her top two. So Arabella Wilson, you're looking for a 4.83 to get up to second. Obviously she's already got a 4.07 to her name, so she is more than capable. Plenty of time remaining and plenty of waves on option. You just want to keep moving. This is one of those places you can get your best score paddling back out. There are so many waves coming from all sorts of different angles. The tent just about blows away, so the wind is really whipping things up at the moment. Is this going to blow away any chance of running more heats this afternoon? Not quite sure. Might see if we can get Ty Sarati to give us an update at some point.
Yeah, well, it hasn't affected the ladies out in the water. Certainly hasn't affected the performance of this woman. Amura is surfing really, really strong. That was a nice series of forehand manoeuvres. With 6.5 minutes on the clock, she is looking to improve on a 5.17. Sort of missed a little bit of the opening then, but I'm sure we'll get a replay shortly and see what damage she could throw down during that. But you're definitely right. I feel like the wind has sort of strengthened ever so slightly as we see our Japanese surfer here. Nice strong bottom turn, good little carve in the pocket, and got to that section just a touch late, but did well to ride through what was a pretty tricky section. And we'll await the score, see what the judges thought of it, as we've just ticked under 6 minutes. It's a good heat, and Arabella Wilson hails from Victoria as well, so there's quite a few Victorians in the competitors area, men and women alike, and she is chasing a 4.83 to make her way into the top two. You can see her just looking back, trying to keep an eye on her position. Our local surfer in the green has a little bit of work to do. She's just got just one wave on the scoreboard, a 0.60. Her situation will improve once she locks in a second scoring wave. Right now her requirement is an 8.30. And you can see Giada, a true competitor, is just sitting nice and close to Arabella Wilson. Just wants to keep an eye on what she's doing. You saw blue take off and white is starting to follow.
Yep, so there goes the buzzer for 5 minutes. The yellow flag is up if you're at the beach. And it is Naomura from Japan in the lead, 6 and a 5.17, a very tidy two-wave total so far today. Giada Lagarde is sitting second with a 4.67 and a 4.23. Arabella Wilson just just over a point behind, is on the hunt for a 4.83. She obviously knows she's more than capable of locking that in. And Chie Chen needs to get a second wave to her name before we can start giving her really tighter situation. Here goes Noah Omura. She's found herself a good-looking wall. Well, I spoke too soon. She kicks out of there. But why not have a recce and look at everything at this point for Nao? You're in the lead. Got a decent two-wave total. You may as well, not fret about priority. Here goes Giada on her backhand. That's a good section. Strong hook. She's got some work to do if she's going to score again, and she is out of there. So all the points there will be for her first turn. I don't think that's going to trouble her top two. 3 minutes 40 to run.
I think a little bit of a tactical play there as well to keep Blue off that wave. So obviously priority super important in these tight heats. And you could see that Arabelle Wilson was having a pretty good look at that. And Giada just said, no, I'll take this one off you. So you can see the numbers in the coloured boxes on the left-hand side of the screen do indicate priority. So right now priority is with green. That means she has right away of any of the waves that come through. You can see she's sitting off the main peak a little bit. So she is moving a little bit more towards the main peak where the better waves have been rolling through. Blue has second priority, third priority with red, and fourth priority now with white. So that's a sort of rolling little changing order that will that changes every time a surfer catches a wave. Priority does change as well. So let's see what goes on with this little set popping up. And green has cashed in her priority there. Unfortunately, that is a little bit of a mistake from our local surfer. She'll be disappointed in that. You do want to use priority to get on those really, really quality waves. And let's see now what the Victorian can do on her forehand. Blasts a pretty good forehand manoeuvre there, but just nothing else on offer. And now cashing in her priority is our Japanese surfer. Her backhand has been really sharp. That's a good turn as well. Just not much open face after that one, however, with 2 minutes on the clock. This has been a good exchange. All four surfers looking at waves and catching waves. I think the best of the quality was between red and blue, however. So, Chris, how many times have you been to Taiwan, mate?
This is my third time.
Cool.
The last time I was here, though, was a marathon. We ran a QS 3000, we ran the World Juniors, and we ran the World Longboarding.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was huge. I think we were here for 3 weeks all up.
Wow.
And, yeah, scoured every inch of the coast. We had a ton of swell. We went a little bit further north and surfed this beautiful left point break.
Yep.
That they actually ran the finals of the World Longboarding in. It was an incredible effort from the Fresh Air broadcast team to relocate. We were literally commentating in the back of a van.
Wow.
We were sitting in a Tarago.
Classic.
Yeah, it was a great way to get to know your fellow commentators is spend a couple of days just jammed in the back seat of a car watching a TV together. But we also all surfed up rains out around that event. That left was really pretty something special. 45 seconds to go. All scores are in. Nothing that factors into the top two. So 40 seconds to go. Arabella Wilson still looking for a 4.83. That's kind of where all of the interest is at the moment. 30 seconds to go. Giada Lagarde would like to upgrade her 4.23 and make Arabella's life that little bit tougher. 25 seconds. We haven't seen a lull at all today, but these last few waves probably can't come quick enough for Arabella Wilson. And she's sitting in second priority. I mean, she can pretty easily get a wave off our local surfer, Chi Chin Chen, but nothing will get to her in time. The hooter goes, and unfortunately for Arabella Wilson, that's the end of her Taiwanese run. Naomura and Giada Lagarde are through to the next round. We're going to have a quick break. We will be back with Heat 7 of the Taiwan Open of Surfing, round 48 women's action, right after this quick break.
Well, welcome back everyone to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We're approaching the back end of the opening round of 48 here of the women's QS 5000. And in the water, I can tell you that we've got Charlie Hurst from Australia, Siri Jabrik from Indonesia, Wen Chun Chen from Taiwan, and Ya Ju Chang also from Taiwan. So there's the names and the colours so you can follow along at home. Again, a nice little bit of international flavour to this one with a couple of local surfers taking on an Indonesian and Australian. I was lucky enough to see Charlie Hurst in action back in Western Australia just a few weeks ago. And here we go, local surfer grabbing the rail, riding through the wash there. Not too much scoring opportunity on offer, however. I'm not sure what that big boat in the background is, maybe the local Coast Guard or... but just keeping an eye, probably keeping boats from entering the competition zone as we see Charlie Hurst, a great surfer with a really good technique. That is two beautiful whips in the pocket. And quick flash to the competitors' area as we see the sun is out. The wind is a little bit onshore, but it certainly hasn't affected the quality of the waves on offer here at Jinzun Harbour. Let's check the replay out of First of Reds. Beautiful carve there, and this one, I reckon even better, puts a bit more back foot into that second manoeuvre. So two quality turns, and we are awaiting a number. There it is, a 5.67 for Charlie Hurst, a 5.67. Her opening score was a 3.67, so within the first 4 minutes of this heat, she's accumulated a really good two-wave heat total. 9.34 in the opening few minutes. She'll be happy with that. And the lefts out there are actually really good there. The faces are a little bit cleaner when they do come through, but it is a case of finding the right waves. Siri Jabrik opened with a 0.37, but a 3.5 is the third best number on the tablet right now, and she's sitting in second place with our local surfers, just putting in some pretty minor scores that they would be hoping won't be there in the next 20 and a half minutes. We're going to throw to Chris Binns. He's down with the last heat winner.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Down here with the winner of the last heat, Nao Amura, and you've been here before as just on a free surf. So Japanese surfers love to come and holiday in Taiwan.
Yeah, because it's close to Japan, so it's easy to get here, and the weather is warm, so I like here, and every Japanese love here.
Okay, and you guys seem to have a special relationship with the place. Amuro Suzuki won a World Junior here in the past, so yeah, you looking to replicate her form and take the win here this week?
Yeah, of course, and I got good rhythm with this ocean, so I hope so.
And run us through the conditions. It's pretty windy and it's a bit all over the place. Is this a bit like what you surf back home in Japan?
Yeah, pretty similar.
And that heat, it was a close one. Giada was great, Arabella was great. Were you just focusing on your own surfing?
Yes.
What are your tactics this week? What boards are you riding, that kind of thing?
I'm riding JR surfboard from Australia, and yeah, I'm using this in Japan, so that waves is similar with Japan waves, so it's easy to ride.
Well, that was a very impressive heat. Congratulations and good luck in the rest of the event.
Thank you.
Any words you want to say in Japanese to everyone back home?
応援ありがとうございます。台湾は結構日本とすごい近くてみんな優しいので楽しんで海入れてます。また次も応援よろしくお願いします。
There you go. All right, back up to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Chris, and some great insight there from our Japanese surfer, our previous heat winner. And as Chris was mentioning, a lot of Japanese surfers make the trip down here to Taiwan. It's nice and close, the waves are good, they must enjoy the food as well. But yeah, I'll take that opportunity to do a big shout out to our previous heat winner, Amura. And And 18 minutes left on this one. Nothing has really changed since we did that cross. Right now it is Charlie Hurst leading in the red ahead of Suri Jarbrik in second. The requirements are 3.21 for green to move up the leaderboard and a 2.88 for white to move into a qualifying position. And here we go. Now Charlie Hurst, your heat leader, on the backhand. Wow, great first slash. Wave goes a little bit sleepy, but she's going to stick with it because the quality of the first manoeuvre was worth trying to bank something a little bit more. Suri Jarbrik, she's got a really good style for a young girl from Indonesia. I was also surfing with Suri at Canggu a few weeks ago, and yeah, her progression has been really, really good. So her dad, a bit of a legend in the Indonesian surfing ranks, former QS warrior, but does so much work behind the scenes to bring, I guess, international surfers to the Asian region through the Asian Surf Co. And all his tireless work is certainly paying off with the likes of Rio Waida qualifying and so many good surfers now representing Indonesia. Binzi, talk us through the replay.
Yeah, okay, so this is a good-looking wave from Charlie. I like the way that she really threw everything into those first couple of turns and then managed to keep enough momentum to bank a couple more as well. It's going to be a decent number, a 4.67 the result. So she's already strongly out of the gates with a 10.34 two-wave total. This is our local surfer, Yaju Chang. A good-looking wave. She's got a bit of momentum. Unfortunately, it just races off without her, and she will go down. At the moment, Suri Jarbrik just dropped in a 1.1. That's enough for second. 16 minutes to go. And, yeah, that was cool insight from Nao Amura in our interview just then, that she's never been here to compete before, just to free surf.
Yeah, right.
She comes over on holiday a lot. She says there's a real affinity between the Japanese surfers and the Taiwanese, and they just love the waves in this part of the world.
And tell us, mate, we're sort of protected in here in the commentary area, but how's the wind out there? Is it feeling a little bit fresher?
It is very windy. Yep. There's a huge slot of competitors hanging around, though. A lot of guys and girls licking their lips, hoping that things are going to get called off so they can bolt out there. And talking to some of the Kiwi boys, they're pretty keen to get their punt game on, I think, into this wind.
Oh, this is perfect progression sort of conditions. You want that wind blowing into your board and holding it to your feet, and there's a fair bit of it fluffing around out there at the moment. So we'll wait for the call, but right now a few more heats to get through this opening round of 48 of our women's QS 5000. Conditions have really held up throughout the morning. Right now it is Charlie Hurst from New South Wales holding down first position ahead of Suri Jarbrik, who is chasing a pretty big number now to move into first. But this girl has got him on a string. She's opted for the left-hander again. So Charlie Hurst, one big section, throws it up, free falls out of the lip, but loses a bit of control and can't ride out of that one. With right on 14 minutes remaining. It's been a really dominant performance from Charlie Hurst so far. She was a quarter-finalist at a Pro Junior back in Western Australia only a few weeks ago. We ran in a sort of long-running left-hand point break, so we got to see the really good style and forehand repertoire of Charlie over there, but she's scoring on her backhand and her forehand right now, and she is another one of these young Australian female surfers that I'm pretty confident will be charging up the ranks for many, many years to come. Still of pro junior age, but mixing it up here in a highly rated qualifying series for the women at the Taiwan Open of Surfing.
Yeah, so just doing some rough geography. It's about 1,000 kilometres from the northern tip of Taiwan to the southern tip of Japan.
Okay.
Probably about double that if you were to go all the way up to Tokyo.
Okay.
Fly into Haneda or Narita airports. But yeah, Japan obviously an archipelago. Taiwan, a big island, situated sort of halfway more or less between Japan and China, and gets plenty of waves, as we are seeing right now.
Yep, halfway stage of the heat. Essentially 25 minutes have been allotted to these round one heats, and with 4 surfers in the water, each and every one of those minutes is crucial. We've seen a good start. You know, if you can get into the double digits as a combined total, you're doing really well today, and Charlie Hurst has been able to accomplish that as a 10.34 two-wave combined total at the moment. And she's got a bit of clear air between her and her nearest rival, being Suri Jarbrik in the blue. Suri has priority. You can see the P next to the blue square, which indicates she has the right of the next wave that comes. Everyone has to give her way. Charlie Hurst has second priority. Third priority is with white, and when green gets back into the primary takeoff area, she will have fourth priority. But Chris, there's a good contingent of Indonesian surfers here.
Yep, they're all down there right now watching Suri Jarbrik in action. Oni Anwar, he's just such a champion of a human. Has been on the qualifying series campaign for years and years and years. Comes from Lakey Peak, spends a lot of time in Bali. And just an incredible guy who is such a good ambassador for his country. Super friendly, outgoing, remembers everyone's names, you know, big smiles wherever he goes. Obviously a fantastic flamboyant surfer.
Yep.
And he seems like the captain of the team over here.
Yep.
Tippy Jarbrik might be the coach. I think Oni Anwar is the captain.
Very well put.
And
that's a
then
great analogy.
Underneath him you've got Bronson Maidy's here this week. He's sort of the rising star, the flashy aerial talent who's yet to sort of really dip too heavily into competition. His best mate, Varun Tanjung, is here. Varun is inside the top 6 on the Asian QS ranking, so he's looking to lock in a Challenger Series spot next year. Kian Martin is winning the Asian standings. He's flying under the Swedish, or surfing under the Swedish flag, but he lives in Chengdu. And here goes Wen Chun Chen in the water right now, flying the Taiwanese flag for the home team. We've also got guys like Katut Agus, Made Joy, who we saw in action yesterday. So plenty of Indonesian talent. Plenty of expat Indonesian talent as well. We saw Georgie May Hicks, who lives in Chengdu, surfing earlier. Obviously, we saw our co-commentator, Giada Legati. She lives in Chengdu.
There they are on screen, the little Indo posse.
That's the pack.
I love it.
They're the boys.
I reckon it's great to see a really good little supportive sort of structure that they've got, and I think the whole ISA, the whole pathway to the Olympics has really brought a lot of countries together and shown that camaraderie that I guess surfing has always been famous for, but it's really good to see the support and spirit behind all the countries now, with a lot of froth and fanfare going on with Indonesian surfing. I love it.
Yeah, people often question surfing's involvement in the Olympics, and then you look at a guy like Rio Waida, who battles to get visas for countries. Travel, as we mentioned earlier, is one of the biggest hurdles that Indonesian surfers have to come. As soon as surfing was added to the Olympics, and as soon as Indonesia then qualified for the Olympics and Rio became an Olympian, it opened so many doors for him internally to be recognised by the Indonesian government as a high-level athlete, and it afforded him sort of status that then opened up and solved a lot of visa and travel issues for him. So, yeah, great to see Rio up there where he belonged. He came 9th in the Olympics and has really put himself up there as, you know, a top-level talent. He should be aiming for a top 10 finish on the championship tour next year. He'd be hoping for a win. He'd be hoping to do a lot more to cement himself as a surfer, not just a guy who has 500,000 TikTok followers. Did you know he's a TikTok superstar?
I didn't know that, but this young lady is on her way to superstardom as well. Held her rail through that, just waiting for a steeper section, and comes through this inside section, gets her board high and vertical above the lip. So a lot of quality in the end manoeuvre. Waiting for the score to drop in for heat leader Charlie Hurst, but I did hear that Rio's, you know, sort of online following definitely increased after he surfed at the Olympics. And here we see one of the many local surfers in action. This is Yao Zhao Chen. And she's on a good wave. Looking to improve her situation. I think she will on the basis of what she's done so far. Just under 7 minutes remaining in this one. But good on Rio and good on all of the Indonesian surfers. And
his brother Ryuki is here this week competing as well. Yeah.
Seen that. So,
gee, he's got bigger since the last time I saw him pre-pandemic.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I walked past him in the competitors area before and I thought, oh my gosh, he's definitely putting some meat on the bones. And it'd be cool to see another sort of brother combo on the championship tour. So I reckon seeing his brother reach the elite levels will be great motivation for Ryuki to hopefully join him. And how cool would that be to travel and surf and compete with your brother on the championship tour? We've seen some really good brother combos do it in the past. Never seen any sisters do it on the ladies' side, I don't think.
The Wright sisters got pretty close.
Pretty close, yep.
Yeah, Tyler obviously the standout there. The Hardys are on their way.
Yep, true. Big shout out to Willow. Younger sister Olive was our under-14 girls state champion.
God, that's a great trivia question. Best surfing sisters.
Oh, there we go. Save that one for later on this week. We might have to play a bit of surf trivia. That's a new initiative that is going to go on during the Australian Junior Surfing Titles this year, a state versus state trivia night. So, Binzu might have to fly you over just for the quiz night.
Get me there. That's my dream. The offer still stands. If the West Australian team needs any extra assistance, more than willing to put the hand up and travel to North Stradbroke Island. I know, it's a sacrifice. But 5 minutes remaining. Charlie Hurst's last wave was a 4.13. Does not go into her top two. Not to worry. She is in the lead with a 5.67 and a 4.67. Suri Jabrik is sitting second for Team Indonesia. And then Yajung Chang and Wen Chun Chen are third and fourth with some work to do, but they will be far better off for the experience surfing in this heat at the Taiwan Open of Surfing. And no doubt we will see them back bigger and better next year. Yaju Chang has a look at that one. Has to seed the way because here comes Suri Jabrik. Releases the tail. That was a nice turn. White watery, bit of a froth burger gets away from her. So priority is now with our heat leader, Charlie Hurst. She well and truly has this one under control.
Yeah, well, Suri was looking to burn off a 1.10, so I think the strength of that one really nice turn is going to see her improve her situation. But back to the local surfers, Chris, I think just, you know, rubbing shoulders with the competitors in the competitor area, just seeing, you know, how these international surfers prepare and, you know, get ready for their heats. I think it's all those little 1%ers that these local ladies will learn from, as we see a quick up and out for Charlie Hurst, looking and hunting those left-handers that she's banked some good numbers on.
And here goes Wen Chun Chen. Quickly up, quickly down. That won't factor into her top two. 3.5 minutes remaining. One heat left in this round. It's Freya Prum, Emily Burke and Jung Yung Chung. And then we are starting to get a little bit more serious in the round of 32. It's the round of 64 for the men.
Yeah, haven't seen it. We got an update? What do we...
No update as of yet. Tyson already said he's going to come in and post up next to us. In the last heat, in the last heat of this round.
Okay. With 2.5 minutes on the clock, the score for Blue has locked in and does improve her position in second place at 2.73 for Suri Jarbrick. Replaces a 1.10. So now the requirements a little bit higher for our local surfers in green and white. Certainly not out of their stretch just yet, so Suri will still be a little bit nervous. She'll be in 4th place on the priority standings. Heat 7 here in the round of 48 at the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Yeah, I think we're going to see, regardless of what the call is, probably some amazing free surfing going on this afternoon. The morning free surfing was great to watch. Just waves being ridden all over the pretty wide playing field we've got here at Jinzun Harbour. A really cool and compact sort of wave zone that has multiple random peaks popping up everywhere. So there is a predominant peak which the girls have sort of all been sitting on this morning, but you know, further to the north, further to the south, there is other little options that pop up. But you do want to be on the best waves to get the best scores. Right now, Charlie Hurst has definitely found herself on the best waves with 1 minute remaining.
Some minor admin here, just an update, Justin.
Okay.
We're idiots.
Oh.
The 2 best surfing sisters of all time. How about we talk about the Macaulay sisters both competing at Margaret River and the first time sisters had competed on the CT together, is that?
Oh my goodness, so close to it we missed it.
It was just hiding right in front of our faces.
Oh my goodness. Well, again, a big shout out back to Western Australia, to the team Maccas. Bronte's sitting on 7th position on the Challenger Series right now. She'll be going into Hawaii knowing that her surfing is so good. She just needs things to align. So I thought she was looking really good in Rio. But with 10 seconds left on this one, it looks like it'll be Australia's Charlie Hurst and Suri Jarbrick going on through. Don't know anyone's in a position to catch this little set that's popped up. And the siren has sounded, and this wave will not count. Oh, she probably wanted it to do so, but you can hear some hoots and hollers. I think it for this lady here, but unfortunately those waves won't count. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with heat number 8 right after this.
You want to embrace the true nature. You want to explore the beautiful world beneath the sea. You laugh and sing songs. It is a surfer's paradise here. Whenever you're ready to undertake a different kind of travel experience, Taitung is your next destination.
right, this is Heat 8, Taiwan Open of Surfing, round of 48. Action on the ladies' side of the draw. Freya Prum is our surfer in red. She's an Aussie and the top seed. Emily Burke is our surfer in blue. And Jun Young Chung from Taiwan is our surfer in white. Freya is in the lead with a 1.1 to her name. My name's Chris Binns. Alongside me, a lady who just surfed a heat, Giada Lagarde. Giada, how was it out there?
Well, it was definitely fun when you could find them. Here's Our Lady in Blue. That was a beautiful first turn and a second. Those rights were actually the ones I was trying to find out there.
Yep, you got a couple of scores on your backhand. Definitely seems like the rights are the order of the day. Into the wind. Bit of push with the wave bending back a little bit more. You went a couple of lefts and they're pretty flat, aren't they?
Yeah, the lefts seem to just flatten out. They look in the beginning like they have a lot of wall, but I guess that's just kind of the effect of the wind. The rights are definitely more punchy and you can definitely hit it more in the pocket. The current is pretty, or I'm not sure if it's the current, but more the wind just drags you down. So it's actually quite difficult to stay in position sometimes.
So is the current going from the left of the screen to the right or vice versa?
Left to the right.
Okay, so that's the opposite of what it does in the afternoon once the tide sort of switches around. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's you always have to be kind of looking back and making sure you're in the right spot. Especially if you want to catch those rights, you need to be as left as possible. So when they come, it's easier to paddle towards the wave than to try and find yourself against the wind. So yeah, definitely when I got out there, I tried to catch those rights. This is Freya Prum.
Yep, on her forehand, hacking into this one. She's been doing the rounds on the Challenger Series and the highest echelon of the qualifying series for many a year. Right now, though, we're going to cross down to the winner of the previous heat. Charlie Hurst is talking to Justin Majex.
Wales, the winner of the last heat. Congratulations, Charlie. How are you feeling after that one?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very stoked. It's always nervous going into round one, but yeah, super happy to get through.
I was lucky enough to see you surfing back in Western Australia just a few weeks ago. Tell us what you've been doing between that Pro Junior event and getting here to Taiwan.
Yeah, after WA, I ducked over to Bali, scored some good waves, and then came home. I had a comp in Phillip Island, so it was good to get a few heats under the way before this one.
Your surfing's super electric. I love your forehand attack. Tell us about the conditions out there. How'd you find it?
Yeah, it's super tricky with the wind, but there's so much opportunity out there, and it's been really fun surfing here.
And tell us, are you staying here in Jinzun Harbour, close by?
Yeah, we can walk to our accommodation. I think it's Jinzun Surf House, so it's been super fun.
And tell us, first time to Taiwan, what do you think of this place?
I love it so much. It's so different to what I expected, but it's so nice. The people are amazing, and yeah, it's just beautiful.
And tell us about your equipment. Are you riding just a standard shortboard? Have you brought any step-ups? Your board looks good under your feet.
Yeah, I'm just riding my standard shortboard. I've got an epoxy as well, but yeah, this is my go-to board.
Anyone back home you want to do a shout-out to, or anyone you want to say hello to?
Yeah, hi to my dad and my granddad. I'm sure they're watching.
Well, great performance, and we can't wait to see you in the rest of the heat.
You beauty, thank you very much, Justin. I think we either need to invest in a step for the competitors to stand on, or we need to dig a big hole for Justin to stand in, because he's making it look like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in twins every time he talks to a competitor at the moment, the big man. All right, Freya Prum got a 3.33 for her last wave. That's the second best wave of the heat so far. That honour goes to Emily Burke, who is in the lead with a 4.5. We've washed over 5 minutes off the clock. This is the last heat of the round. Will it be the last heat of the day, or are we going to keep on rolling? I have Ty Sarati, contest director from the WSL, alongside us. And Ty, give us the update, mate.
Yeah, Chris, I think this will be the last heat of the day. The wind is kind of just a bit blowy and the wave quality isn't quite there, so we'll call it off after this one and look forward to a pretty big day tomorrow.
So what's the plan? Same deal. Tomorrow will be 8 o'clock, 8:30 start.
I think we're going to aim to start a little bit earlier. there'll be a little bit more cloud cover tomorrow, so that glare won't be too bad. So yeah, aiming to start 7 o'clock call for a possible 7:30 start.
Okay, and what's on the cards? Is it men first, women first, men all day, women all day, a bit of both?
We'll wait and see how it looks, but I'm thinking maybe women first and then the men to follow, and see how many heats we can fit into the day.
And there's a lot of competitors hanging around at the moment. Do you think they're licking their lips to get out and sort of take to these rights into the wind and throw up some punts?
Yeah, I think the free surf this afternoon will be quite busy. Hopefully they give me and you a wave or two.
You might have to use Yada as a bit of a decoy. Are you happy to block for us?
For sure, I'll be out there. I've caught enough waves already, so I'll just be like, hey, calling people off.
Yeah, I think if you've surfed a heat today, you've probably used all your tickets, surely.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time to give the staff a few waves.
Yeah, just stay on my inside. I'll pretend like I'm going, and then you guys go.
All right, you beauty. Well, thanks for the update. It's been an easy one for you to call on and off so far. Let's hope that the good luck keeps on coming, and hopefully we get fantastic waves tomorrow. So this is going to be the last heat of the day, and then we'll be down to the final 32 women on that side of the draw. So we have 64 men remaining, and half of that 32 left for the women. At the moment, it's Emily Burke who's booking her ticket through to the next round with a 4.5 and a 0.5. Freya Prum is sitting in second, just looking for a 1.68 to get up into the lead. Jung Young Chung from Taiwan just has a minor score, a 0.53 to her name with 16 and a half minutes to go. And not only are we thanking the World Surf League for bringing us here, but obviously the Taitung County Government. This is the 12th year of the Taiwan Open of surfing, and we love coming back, and we hope we're going to come back for many a year to come. And a big thanks to all the rest of our sponsors as well, PX Mart, Haesong, who are providing the water, Corona, who are providing the funner water, Red Bull, who are providing the excited water, Quicksilver and Roxy have given up plenty of prizes and awards in the expression session, and Chi Lu, the slippers, the slides, the sandals that all of the competitors are smugly walking around the event site in. They're made of recycled bottles, so not only are you doing the right thing for the planet, but they feel bloody comfortable underfoot as well.
For sure, I've definitely seen a few of the competitors rocking those kicks, and this is Emily Burke on her backside, just a quick up and down. But yeah, I've definitely tried those Chilu slippers. I'll be taking those back to Bali and rocking them in Canggu.
Oh, watch out. Get them on the, shout them out on the Surfers of Bali Instagram. There could be some kind of promotional deal going on here, sponsored content.
For sure. I'll be hitting them up. I'll be like, yo, let's make a deal. Surfers of Bali included. But, yeah, it's great to be at an event where all the sponsors are, aiming to that sustainability and making a difference for our beloved ocean.
Absolutely. I want to talk to you about your heat. You came up against Nao Amura. She's a really good surfer. What was it like sharing the lineup with her?
It was, well, definitely, I was sure she was going to surf amazing, and it was great to be out there. I kind of tried to just focus on myself. I knew all the girls out there are amazing surfers, so just tried to not look too much every time she was on a wave. Otherwise, you get a little hurt.
Do you ever let your, co-competitors know that you're a policewoman and that they should respect your authority?
Well, I'll try to throw a comment in whenever I'm walking around and about.
You can flash your badge pre-heat.
Flash my badge, or I have all my wetsuits actually have written Polizia, police in Italian, on my sleeve. So it's quite intimidating, I guess, being out there with the police officer.
Might need to pull out the rubber for the round of 32. All right, that was Jung Young Chung. That's going to be her best wave, stringing together 2 turns, and that That's going to be her best number with 13 and a half minutes to run.
Yeah, that's it's definitely, the wind is getting stronger, and we see our surfer in white on her backhand. A nice carve back to the whitewash. Didn't quite get the second in, and as we were saying earlier, those lefts just seem to like flatten out, not much wall to it. So hopefully she'll be trying to improve on a 0.53. Emily sitting on a 4.5 and a 0.6. She'll be wanting to improve her second score.
What do we think our plan of attack is now that we know we have the rest of the day to ourselves? Yesterday we ate far too much and then came back and surfed appallingly. Today, should we surf straight out of the gates and then eat, or should we try it again but with a bit more restraint?
I am definitely going to go for a bao bun.
Yeah.
I feel those are fit and healthy for a pre-surf snack.
They're definitely not, but they're definitely delicious, and there is a very prestigious bao bun shop right here in Jinzun that is highly regarded. People come from all around. There's a line out the door to get these pockets of meaty goodness.
Yeah, apparently they're very famous here in Taitung, and people come from all over Taiwan to eat them. So I haven't had one yet, and I feel kind of like I'm missing out.
All right, here goes Freya on her backhand. She's found a left. This one stands up, crunches the first turn, sticks with it. This one might bend back. She's picked a bit of a decent wave here, I think. So 2 strong turns, and Freya Prum is out of there. That's going to go into her top 2. I think that might even be her best wave. She'll be challenging. Well, she will move into the lead once this score drops. 11 and a half minutes to go. And talk us through the replay.
Here's the replay of Freya's left. A really sharp and pretty vertical first turn. Second one was a little softer, but trying to just stack those points. I think that third turn is definitely the money turn in this one. Pretty special getting a left with 3 turns. So that's came in at a 4.7, the best wave of the heat. Moves her straight to first. Emily is definitely going to be scratching to find a better wave than a 0.6, which, seeing how she surfs, it won't be too difficult. Only looking for a 3.5 to move to first.
Yep, so Freya and Emily building a little bit of separation from the local Jun Yung Chung. This is the round of 48, so it's 8 heats. In theory, they're meant to be 4 surfer heats, but this is a 3, so first and second progressing. And at the moment, it's looking like a bit of a 2-horse race between qualifying series veteran Freya Prum and up-and-coming young Aussie Emily Burke. 10 minutes remaining in this one.
I do hear the name Freya Prum. I've heard her around for quite a few years. Do you know much about her?
She was living on the Gold Coast a long time ago when I was living on the Gold Coast. I'm not sure what she's been up to since then. I think she lives out of her board bag because she travels to every event. She's on the Challenger Series, so she will have come in from Brazil for this event. There's not many people who've done the trek. Paige Harab is another one who's come over from Saquarema, and head judge as well has made the long haul. So those guys, it was about 3 days of travel for them to get here. And I think they're just enjoying being in a slightly more laid-back environment, finding their feet, surfing a lot, and washing off 3 days of travel.
Yeah,
there's not really a better feeling, I think, than getting in the ocean after you've been sitting on a plane for a day or 2.
For sure. Just washing off that airplane feeling. Moving your body again after being sitting down for so many hours. But I even saw Ani Dos Santos did the trek. I think it took them like around 50 hours to get here. That's it's really, really long time. This is Emily on her backhand again, looking for those rights. Beautiful first turn again. Taps the second one finished and just gets unstuck. And right behind her, Freya, staying active.
Oh, that was a great turn. Oh, not done yet either. This is going to be the best wave we've seen in a long, long time, possibly of the day. 3 big blasts from Freya. The first 2 were really, really strong, got plenty of rotation, and then sealed the deal nicely over the white water as well. That's going to be a big score for Freya. Talk us through the replay, Gia.
Yeah, here she just gets over that section and carves this beautiful straight in the pocket, releases the tail, and straight into the second one, and finishes it off so nicely and strong. Her style is really solid. This is definitely going to be best wave of the heat. I'm not sure of the day. I think Nilby comes quite close behind, but that second turn straight into the pocket, so much power. What do you think?
Well, you put it out to the heavens and you get back. Freya Prum is a pharmacist. She's from Merimbula, but lives on the Tweed coast. And our man Brad Gerlach has been coaching her as well and was pretty excited about the wave that she's just dropped in. We're waiting on that score to come in. I'm going to argue with you. I think this is going to be the best wave of the day. 3 turns. The first 2 were really crisp. Good little bit of variety between the first and the second one as well. And the third, there wasn't a lot of substance to it, but it just emphasized the fact that she was so fluent and her board was so strong underfoot. A 6-point ride, the result. So Freya Prum rockets into the lead with a 6 and a 4.7. Emily Burke is now looking for a 6.2 to get up to first with 6 minutes 45 to go.
Yeah, I feel like the only difference maybe between her and Nilby's wave was that it was slightly smaller maybe, so that made that 0.5 difference. But still an amazing wave surfed by Freya, especially in these tough conditions. She found that right. She found a punchy wave, so great surfing to watch. We start seeing some of the free surfers getting ready to get out there.
Yeah, the surfers' deck is pretty loaded at the moment, so there's no shortage of guys and girls looking to take to the lineup here at Taitung.
Yeah, as we get down to the last 6 minutes. Here are some local riders. I was talking to Lincoln, surf coach from Australia, says that he's worked a lot here in Taiwan, and Gugu is the man to be around. Surf coach from the local area and coaching some of the local boys. I think your little man, Jay, coaches with him and his older brother.
Jay who? Jay who, that's
Jay
who. His brother Jack who?
So they're both here with him, and they came up to me and very friendly, very welcoming. I'd love to get a few words with them later after this heat.
Just over 5 minutes to go, and yeah, it is a 2-horse race. Freya Prum comfortably out in the lead with a 6 and a 4.7. Emily Burke is looking for a 6.2, and Chung Yung Chung is currently chasing a 5.5, and this will be our last heat for the day. So 16 heats in the can. We're down to the last 64 men and the last 32 women. And it is, well, 2 more rounds of 4 women heats. And 3 more rounds of 4 men heats. And then we get down to man on man, or woman on woman, or surfer on surfer.
Don't offend anyone.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you definitely see the water and the ocean just moving so much more than this morning.
Yeah, feels like our tent is about to take off.
It does.
But it's beautifully breezy through here. Last couple of events here in Taiwan, we've been sitting in a shipping container that's been quite cramped. And the year we moved the longboarding up the coast to the Point Break, we were literally sitting in the back of a Tarago commentating. So this huge circus tent that we're in with a little bit of a breeze, This is, I'm on a beautiful salmon-coloured couch.
It matches. The color matches you.
Yeah.
Really brings your eyes out.
You're in a little cream recliner. There's a rug. This is, this is deluxe.
5-star.
The championship tour might have had an octopus in their big table desk thing in Portugal once upon a time, but we have a pink couch and a rug, so take that, Paniche.
Yeah, coming down here is, you said it this morning as well, like the wind did start quite early compared to the other few days that we were here.
Yeah, it was onshore from the start today. Yesterday and the day before, sheet glass in the morning, just flawless. And then the wind sort of hacks into it and it gets worse and worse. Whereas today, with it being onshore from the start, it's sort of been consistent. Conditions haven't really deteriorated over the course of the morning. So it has been easy to get through this round. There is the competitors' deck. Can't see, well, it's sort of emptied out because so many of them are in front of that area or behind the camera as we're looking at things right now with their boards underarm, scrambling down the rocks. It's a cobblestone sort of setup. It's pretty treacherous in that shore break. Those rocks are slippery.
I fell on the way up.
Excellent. Hopefully Tippy Jabrick filmed it.
I definitely fell feet up and everything. I was just lying there for a while, making sure no one saw. But because it's quite a high ground, I don't think anyone really saw. I just have a little cut on my toe.
What about the sort of 50 or 60 photographers who were parked?
Maybe they got something, but maybe no one saw because they're all focused on the surfing. So I took a big slip and fell on my back.
Yeah, those rocks are really, really slippery. You come in and you're sort of looking for the ones that have a little bit of texture on the surface because you feel like you could trust your step a little bit more. There's others that look like marbles made of ice.
I've progressed to just crawling out. I crawl out of the surf. I don't walk. Just to make sure I have all balance.
All right, here goes Emily Burke. This is a good-looking wave. She would love to take some confidence out of this one. Flying down the line, strong turn, gets a little bit held up and can't do anything more. So just the one turn. When she saw that one pop up in front of her, she probably would have hoped for a slightly better result, but that's still going to be a decent enough number for the surf in blue. 2:37 the result. Doesn't factor into her top 2. 30 seconds remaining.
The last 30 seconds of the heat, it's looking like Freya Prum and Emily Burke will be passing on to the next round. Our local surfer looking for a 5.5. She'll be hoping for maybe last wave, but it doesn't look like anything's coming.
All right, so that is a very entertaining first day of women's action here at the Taiwan Open of Surfing in the books. Big thanks to the Taitung County Government and the World Surf League for co-hosting the 2022 Taiwan Open of Surfing in its 12th year. Thanks to all of our sponsors, PX Mart, Haesong, Corona, Red Bull, Quicksilver and Roxy and Chi Lu. We're going to throw to a quick highlights package of what we've seen this morning. See you again here at Jinzun Harbour tomorrow morning for the call on day 3 of the Taiwan Open of Surfing. My name's Chris Binns, and thanks to my co-commentator Giada Legati, as well as Justin Majex and Tippy Jabrick. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Don't mess up the mood. what you need, come on, just pay the fee, I supply it all. Went up the mountain and it wasn't hard to climb at all. At the top I found some relief, you see, so please